na yewumi ne de to so du afi MP no aduonu enum mam se abodon kwa pa homiti se aduonu na me manti dwumadie ne de bremo me manti dwumadie de bremo me amedi ho kya me efrɛ me ADAKABRI Mamudu Oshioma na aye production no isipanyinu kodwo da me ado na so ai na me ofa se majori osai agyeman ebo ne chidom anu akire no ohima akwa friye ana me ma me prekope o service mranti kwayi emienu na technical production no abna frema abankro wani nana ya osafo wani nso so ehwe ama akwanya se ubetimi interact with ayen sama ye brobru so nyina na fe engineering team wo mo nso so etato achu agbo worker kwatiakwa na jare na buaje na adasankunoma da nyina ye frɛ no sempro na fe facilities team no so big solo and Godfred the friend Ubrana and yaw na fe dada na mapuna enso ho same enso ho na fe so mills no ya sanemrane se tetai na ya hwe ba bia de bibia beko akwakoduru entina enadwuoi ojefo bosome ne deto sudu afimpinu aduonu enumi ensam a ewo honom edoso na kakra ewo mu nso so ensam a edaba maso a ye bedwendwene ho no eno nso so edi ahim interviews enso so ewo ho na ne nyina mu no ya hwe ba bia de fufu ebeko akwakobo tinsam a edaba maso no osesen ose national security seizes unspecified amount of dollars, cedis, and gold bars upon a tip-off. What could be the motive for publicizing the haul? Said national security seizes unspecified amount of dollars, cedis, and gold bars upon a tip-off. What could be the motive for publicizing the haul? Or say bambofo akotu ahu nakabia America sika dollar bi hihye mu Ghana sika cedi bi hihye mu na fema gudie sika akọ ni nyina so obi ne koyi o masotre omun sakon na yebusa se edie ne bema national security fo bibi se no ebo ne dawuro ye de camera di akire ye ni TV so ye nkan radio so ye de ko newspapers mu edie ne bema omo ayesa omo wo hu nim de ne no be di ho nkomo etosum ye no so I say Attorney General discontinues high profile cases of politically exposed persons brought before courts by previous government. So the question, is the Attorney General obliged to proffer reasons to the people of Ghana? Or say Attorney General discontinues high profile cases of politically exposed persons brought before courts by previous government. Is the Attorney General obliged to proffer reasons to the people of Ghana? I say ne nipa bebre na wani boni ya de to ye so say ya ye boni atia eye oman ne mra enu nti ye de akogina eye asenibia aban sesan ma banfoforo yi ba ya Attorney General wo honom ensem ne bebre watwitwa so ti enya asem ne di nkrofo ne nko na ebusa se bibi hye no se wo se obekireke mu kira Ghana fo senti a watu sa na mo no emu nsem beba na ya dwendwene ho na before then there the bokrata ahodo no ayensa ka no emunsem beba na ene na akua ya mon kai me eye Master P at London na Master P chedo si dwa masum on frankly na Master P asemu ekokoto me oni krum eye mumuadu ahemfie dabi mumuadu amontene so osi no montene so na Master P went me ameje me inti no ya kai me na me fanto nanim ai se papa kakra bone kakra iti yebeka yanka bone ne first na papa ne first bone ne first ne je se papa na be kata bone no so ane papa na ka manfo tirim e de mon frɛ Master P enka nche Master P se ene mi obi e ka kire no na no ya wada na dwo nyame nko ane je se nka je se be da ne kromo Daily Graphic and somewhere or they buy any. Or say don't travel first class. President Mahama instructs appointees. On say ne plane na bano. Plane no emuson. Say a year Airbus 380. Say a Dreamliner 787. Then you not just say ni yetimi plane mo a 9. A first class. And a business class, and a premium economy, and economy. No. President Mahama say, ma ubi and took one first class. I just say in effect, no, with me to coin a business class, and that's a premium economy. The economy they lie. It's a munsem, a beba. Or a massive gold cash bust. National security seizes millions. Suspect flee. And a Kester Aburam Crunchy. No Troya. A year gold in the trying picture. And a Dahasi. In the Sicanos in the trying pictures. And a Wahay. And no Ayasim Fua, you be the home common. Kwame Sefa Kai honored for contributing to pediatric care. Chairman General Kwame Sefa Kai. Ana wode butaye bi si nani so se eye ventilators incubators neonatal units ahodo ewo hospitals kwada ya wo omo na wo mo home nyansi suo na enya full term nkwada na hode ni ho na kwa me se de ono no nsabeka no onu nko amfa nkonko tenase enkoto satoroga emfani na odibi ebeye ntotoye asresra nyonkofo na omaboa no with such ventilators ne incubators na odi akọ various hospitals oyadru hakura nisa na no na pediatric society hospital so no nkwala atena ye no pediatrics enti pediatric society no na wani ehunu eye moa Chairman General Kwame Sefa kan akọ wo moa anu nti wo mo se abasobodie bi wo hode a na Chairman General no yamfa emmo na baso sesa ventilators ni incubators no wotimi ede eyeden ebebe echicheye ai chronicle no aso no ota ede abom ha sei boya Kwame Sefa Kai's incubator project saves lives. Pediatric Society of Ghana honors him. Senso kwaniye enkwada bebre neonata ekowie se Kwame Chairman General sa ventilators ni incubators yi odeko ye no agye nkwala ne bebre nkwa agye nkwala ne bebre nkwa enunti Kwame onyankropo twedi ampon ene beka ho ne adwene a ode ma wo ema wutimi initiate such project ede eboa nkwada otherwise ka wo mo humi ensisuo na nka kwada ne intimate na wiase nyankropo be hira amwatena se ache amanim de kese na odi gya wo no watimi amana ye adwuma na da nyina asoso no said the afin city no down balls mamudu down balls let us say futuo no ana wode eye adwuma na eye timber industry hails Mahama's appointment of Brown as a Forestry Commission Chief Executive. As I say, Bill. Actually, now you branch actually necessary. Dr. Ako wie say ono ane de adwuma no hye ne nsa ne nipa bi twotwo de bai say wone ne yiri nyina ye adwuma Forestry Commission to oba na okunu senior officers of the Forestry Commission inti Charles McCarthy ebese point of law Forestry Commission akoye oba na okunu asem inti Hugh Brown graphic ka chronicle ka performance ene hian and yet some self-aggrandizement and the day human. Right. Daily Dispatch and also at the buy. I said, let us embrace patriotism and love for country, like the late General Arnold Kwenu Mahama. Na Ghana Mampanyini John Dramani Mahama and I say, Yenya no, Yenya or mine hodo. Na fesusu yenyina mfamu o man no said the General Kwenu ene yakata akire no oye ede ema wo man no. I'm not interested in NDC's 2028 slot. Miss Hannah Tete inti Hannah Tete Hannah Sewa Tete ene ne wako aye United Nations na nsam kikani mu no wo be kire se enya de wo betwenani abeka se wo be pre 2028 slot no inti General Sedin Ketia ene Kwasi Debra over to you. Kwasi Jolati. We will complete the abandoned Takrade Market project Mahama. Ghana Mampanyi John Dramani Mahama. Ena wakudru ane mantum. Tadi Hanta Fulcrum. Na Takrade Market Square. Ejano ena ose obehwe na watoa so na aye de ama hantafo no. The new crusading guide ana ono so wade aba ose stop the lies group to Daniel Keshi Bessie over electrochem ni nyina na yese enchine ayetu no ada na 1D 1F na company electrochem omaye investments na omai maso ho so kire se yesisi wo mo na mu nsensem na Daniel Keshi Bessie ode nsem bi betu dwa kwani ankrofo faso say investment electrochem aye na nipa ne bi so asan ba be ka se onkana dontu na nya no kure inti ni nyina no ensem bi a ewo honom. Alex Dade champions diaspora investment for Africa's transformation. Alex Dade is here the Lotto Comfort, Lotto Hine, Chikabe Dinibutum, Nedie, or no so Edna Notomubi. The Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2025 no, and or say, Yenshe, na a bibrim fwa ye wa manonino, ye sika de bebano, yentimi and say, ye de ebebe abesum or mino. Na George headmaster certificate theft. Complainant are happy with police. GS. Obi asemwa ye ka de egu na mas ye. Ghanaian Times ena ono so ode ebaye. Ahasusu biem. Hugh Brown any timber industry abasobode. Mesi ko perform na ejai. Ya abasobode. Who did you who newspapers? Perform any here. Performing. A Forestry Commission perform. Why? Now no ye ba kunya adwumanko baby foforo. Oba no kunu entna adwuma ba akomo mamu nyina mo senior officers. Ada adwuma no nko amodia. Daily Guide akwankyerefo no ana ode aba. Ode ba ya. Ose Attorney General frees ex-NDC officials. Alaji Collins Dawuda Taglemi Johnson Esiama and Stephen Upuni Odomu Futus Abebe Bahasi. Na ose Labadi Beach Hotel withdraws injunction against Polo Beach Club. Manson Kakra Labadi Beach Hotel. Omo editia Accra Polo Club Polo Beach Club. wɔn mo se yɛgye mu ne yɛnhwɛ ne yɛnkasa asɛm no na ɛno akyire no ɛna statesman Babena Mankwa statesman was Sami Awuku urges reform in lottery sector. Hey, Babena Awuku. I need the just a lotto net dignity Kodi MP. Afofo bo atwede wa movie and lotto nana gusuka. Babena Awuku me chia baby I will be away honorable member. I there. Former Hajj board refutes claims on legacy debt. Honorable Banda ono na Hajj board nisini naso na sesi Alhaji Collins Dauda esusu ni nuan mo baaye eno omo se ekeda ho nye kaketoa ekeda ho no anya kaketoa no ena akọwie se Fatimatu Abubakar former information minister ena honorable Bana offenso omo be chese eka no ne bida ho dada ana wo mo NPP fo be toye ana omo so be bu obi ka ho ana enei John Dramani Mahama ne Collins Dauda mo so mabay edisa se kabida ho a ya mu nkyirem sa mu gya kabito ho ana yeso ade bi be ka ho ana nem aba be toyi intima mo nya ne te se de yankwa ne bo kabito ho ana mo maba beto so nyina mo nse nei John Dramani Mahama ese wo ko haja wate so 13,000 amount wate so 130 million titisika no nanka betua 750 million no and also betua 620 million efa ba bia so wate so $2,000 efa ba bia so wate so 130 million ni nyina no ko wie se aka holiday ba ko na okoko jina eye Madina so de be ma wo mu no na se wote so $2,000 so wote so 130 million no that's what the holiday ne ka ho a de be si ozongofo no next topic ni aba behwe Attorney General under fire challenged to justify the continuation of high profile cases. Dr. Dominic Ayeni, Minister for Justice and Attorney General, na said ye nsembia na wo nsenibia a wabesia no akase oman no entoa asem no so no nipa bi ahyase enwinwi se won kyerɛkyerɛ mu sentia oye saade no ena ono so ode aba the publisher Ghanaian publisher ena say my daughter is the apple of my eye. Baba Sam declares eye be ma yi a ono obey ya wo na obey si da be me eye na yakayaka de na akwada woni se emfie num kura padaketo asemfie miensa na be ma simisikanti meji akwada no so yo oba onye be ma na okunu no se obaji akwada ya free oba tan ho ye ma huna mane etuanum mama bituanum me yehwe ye mama yadwane ye gya ye ma we susu ade obai na wo honom ana be man ene no ye ni sei ene ni ye ni sei ni ye ni sei social welfare for na mo wen aka be ma de ohwe akwada wo ba sei oni ebedwa no anase akwada de ma me betena baabi no wakwa akofa se obi na ya court bench warrant yankwache no mahunu ga bi a eye tattoo edado nufu ho no aden obanyo na chimye Ghana for lawyer for so amano ode no monkoka bi mu oba no na fide mema sisi mama sabe wo hunsuo na begu oba hu a ode awo na oba achima wo ne ba na ebe ma wo chi na nka de na be ma be ma ni abrese chinchina maji akwada na fire oba ne nsem na sabe omumie no ho na chim wo no baba kogina court no be du asama ma obi ama obi ahunahuna wada no wonko ni ho ni wonko ne se ho kina ko obi aso wa ehunu de wo ka adean obi aso wa ehunu de wo ka adean na yetimi the camera focus on the minority leader that wo kasa ena ni bi be fremu na eni be fremu no be si na no ye hunu nipa o kan ye se obi gina ho na all kan se mi fa JB dankwa ho se Mahoney atwero book na Mahoney atwero book no Mahoney book no no obi ebe gina ho nom ebe ka se JB dankwa na oye adwuma ma CIA ayi America wanwo ana omode ba ya se yanhwehwe nipa kro kan sa obi anya be ma obetimi aka se on kan ya munya akiredi nipa kro kan sa obi anya be ma obetimi aka se on kan ya munya akiredi nyampe be bi na Rollins so ewudi ni o onye wudi ni o e won krofo adwene mu na e nti obi ane ne se do si hunu jeje Rollins nti so ewudi ni a ebinim onye wudi ni a ebinim ma nana no mamu so oba panyina dwa kwa do ne wo ma mamu so sa no ma no so na yenya na nwanwa sa unia JB dankwa so beto no na wo pe na asem Mahoney book no a page 184 any page 185 asema Mahoney kapa JB dankwa ho no no akwa kan na mama ye ho ntoyen na ye ntwe adwene ensi wo man ya ye bu esu tini nyina mu no na akwa emi fon la ne kakra na emu sa o man ma se akoda wadi mfie miensa na oba na okunu ekono ho na oba na omagya awade omagya asiyete na be ma no so woje akoda na free oba ne nsemo no naturally ede ne be ma yaje akoda oba mfie miensa ede ama be ma inso ya adwene kakra na fe na we interview no intime mra eti madam Roma we di masam se we oba na wawo na be ma ne nsam wo bie na wo hwew na kuratwe ne ade enti we ntime sade na na oba we kasa ya de na oba we kasa ye na montam atete na be ma no so be kode a mejo ho ka mejo ho good mejo ho we masaje akoda no aka ho we oba obema na be ma na fa akoda no da dachi akoda ni nyina na wasan ba na maame ho ana se be fight ya se wuni de wudie kura na ensuo kura woni akoda no be nom na wa fight ya na with me afre 03 02 25 7902 03 02 25 7902 and I say 03 02 24 35 40 03 02 24 35 40 na yentie natural feelings, natural instincts emawo the be man so oji akoda oba wadi mfie miensa ojina free wonsem a with natural reaction be yesan na yentie do beba. Hello ADAKABRI ya panyini
na what to say
nyame adom ye ho ye na asoso
nyame adaroma even sinu
eto nka cha sama fo ho ye de
nyame adaroma papa nyame enhira ono ye okase enu ti na metie o program o man na ye tim no opani no kranyi o man ni so ka se papa we ni sika koduru court kokora ye mpam no emra wo man mu se akwala nya mfie bi a wo be ma wo ntumi nje no akwala mfie miensa de ye dende no ma be ma Nibra na wo ka se papa no hwe oba yese ni mo ba bi o ti onu sika nipa onware bida
wo fa asma ekoso ya papa ye ne oba na eko akwala ne ho no mente se emma a okum hai ka bi ama oba no wo fa da bena eto se oba wa wanyise akwala 9 months na wako awo so owo ni enkwanta na wawo ne ba na bibi asi wadi oba ne hoja pade nyina wo ya ma nyina wadi nyina akwa no fo no fini sen 9 months na wawo no awnya 3 years no wo se wo di akwa na fi oba ne nsam be man ne oba no na ne wa abadaya awo se okita akwala na atiti akwala no no benyi be ya pede papa ogana ha na ni papa ogana ha mesre gana emaso omunfuri nyina oba na chi na akwala enya 10 years ya obetime adware obetime bibia jene mfa ma bema se bema ntiti akwala no and the message of adaka assemble gana ha lawyer for hunjim na ekran na bema nam so no enye kwa papa oboso ogu bema oba na ni mase the fact and very because the only bear money or back quiet maybe be see Muntema. I don't just hold you before any at the part they see your friend say it's all Ujapa by police or banners. Baby, you know, Ujapalanum and your banner, the Akuma of fantasy or ban, or Bata Akuma any or Badaya. But Odomacolano, Japan, none of my Jacolano, or ADAKABRI, I mean, Papa Noyoke here.
Nyaminsha Nana Mwakumba Bia will be 0302 257902. Sabema one nebetiti oba wedim finchia miensa. No janu awaworo hiamano. Good afternoon.
Hello, Uncle ADAKABRI.
Hello, my dear.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Holali.
Holali?
Yes.
Oh, Mama, is that my...
Okay. Yes.
Okay, yes. Let me hear you, Holali.
Yeah, so, Uncle, I have gone through what this woman is going through before. But my case, I had a male child. But even with that, the court didn't grant custody to my baby papa. So I don't see why the court is trying to grant custody to the man. A female, how do you leave?
The man has gone to court with his plea that the court grants custody, full custody to him. The court has not granted the plea of the man.
Uncle, whatever it is, the court should trust what that man has brought there because he is going to leave that child in the care of another woman. No woman on earth can take care of your own child better than yourself. So that is my contribution. Thank you, Uncle.
Thank you to Holali. 0302 257902. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ofa.
Seto Alankash, want to say?
Yami adumo, Ofa. Nyam pasuma oni wachefoni na masenya mpaswa machifala nkodo chamatu. Ona buboni fi, ana mitafule. Na Ofa, asema amodi atuja ya ehun aba sema ye nyina ye tete ya dwin. Ayadia man binom esubani bisuso enye we said ya ba my claim so obedi akula no ezise no man bisu tini ja an abodoma sesifufo a de ma mema no no omo so aja okọ be ma ni etiti abofra ni wi a wa ba titi no wi no ene ma mi ni na edi adodede ama papa ni di arewo enti sa na tie enti no mesre ma me no say sa papa ni so ya onya no no mfama no ne dube bi no akwa na ba ba hwani ma me akira kwan sanye wo mudi bia ye obi a ama arewo koso no nti mesre papa ofa nti mi nya ba no afutu a meti na tunfo ano so betie mo akoma fa mu dia edase oni nya me nya dwuma ofa
nyame enka eye oso ho 0302243540. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Mahmoud.
Naam.
What you say?
Alhamdulillah.
We love you, okay? Mahmoud, the American say the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Polo Mane from Dodoa. Mami, yes, sir. Some way no more, say, Ushe, ne kama why? Me, ADAKABRI, me say, my yakin will be to me pay. Mini or baby, I feel. Hama adwin o ya say hama adwin sant me jakwala no fu mu say you ka say by 14 years you akwala no we free what you say and at the same time me sister oni be ma be wo ya ono so the same thing tokwa ana adani busi asem ye ka asem ni wie na be ma ne so ko jakwala no ni de den same bebre be ma ko ye tie ho no ma ntokwa na ko kunye ana you ka say you say bebre wo ho no je Vice President says, "I am going on camera. What's happening here? Momu and from a memo."
Yeah, there was 0302257902. Say, "Waba any bear mantem etete na akoda totofe wa woni mfie num na oye oba ne bear man say ono de ode nasem dan eye court say yanyi akoda ne mfiri oba ne nsam fama no na oba no so bom pempen so se one penny da se sabieku ne yamba de ye begina ma be ma no sen ena wo ye oba ohusi ye wo ubetimi a describe said oba no ho esiye no e de akire wo man ma. Good afternoon.
Afternoon of ADAKABRI.
Manyini.
Yes,
so
na ebisao obia no na abusuafo bi ani wo.
Obia da busuafo nyina ho.
Denti na so barima no kofa no wo. Okoware no na abusuafo.
Ene hiesie yi.
Adenti na obia na ntimi ankobo na abusuafo na mane ma omo amfre obarima no egwam. Sempinfo na okoware ni na ne naja ho. Ene wo okoware. Nti asem na aba no adenti na obia no nko na achi nkobo na aja ne na abusuafo amane ni asi na abusuafo na aja ne nanum abusuafo ne endi na achi.
But naturally, woba bema betimi atete akoda oba ana.
Ontimi mimi wo problem me wo business here me ba wedding fidu ebien obia owo menchen ko school sakomo no omo akwan me kwa adwuma ba na ne maami abefa no ko. Ni se fa no kwa eka me bo ne wunyina ode no kwa na o se o akiri wanya school ama na me se sa obetima hwene ntina obefa ne kwa 12 years fa no ko na kwa hwe no ena meja una ama no obarima na oye sa no temme a mini obia na se obia no ko bon na aja ne nanum amane na omudi akire obia ne nwan o ense so ogwan anu that means why bon wafum inte so okofie ko bon na aja ene na abusuafo amane na obia ne nan na aja no nyina ekofechi obarima no wo court
so akabi pa na je sa kwa ye
abusua se mama mre kwa so sanete
nti ye ke no
wako obia bi se open so fi abusua bi mu obia na nsore keke na ode na atare na se ne bag ebesi wo da mu wona wo ko sere wa abusua no wo se manya aduaba bi flower bi wo fi nti me ba be se wo sa flower e bi akọ ma ko dia na se bribi fi mu ba na ye ana anya sa na mamre ne
sa na mamre ne kire yen
enti se wo ko ware obi ba no ha wo kura wo hwe na wontini afa no koma na agya no ba bia wo ko fa ne ko abusua mo mai me ne ntine biom se me ne ntine biom na wayi wo nsafun wona na atena anya aduaba bi afi ne ye mawie mprempre no mpesa obi waje ne wonu amanyina dwe enti se okwa wo so no one man ena abofra nti asia what is abusuafo no abusuan de wo me yam hihye wo na wanya aduaba bi afi obia yam oba be ye wo abusuan wo daache
na se be makura de se wo ye kani ba se be yaku wo che wo ba no anamboa
new obarman sabi mprendiasa oda sumuesu
ana se ja mema e wo sike yetu yafo
me pa uche wo ADAKABRI mpempensu amedu 65 years make ka ko 60 this month minya 66 sika ayade na mum sika nyade wo baabi sika de wo ba ko baabi sika be kwa kogu wani ma so wo baabi
yam yede wase o sika do be ko baabi ba sika ntimi fa nko baabi. Good afternoon
of ADAKABRI. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yo, of Ampacho, your friend Abu Karim, Kazafri Medina.
Abu Mientiwe.
Offer one sometimes can afford ye mistakes to bring. I was here koyenchi. We should go back to our roots. Over here, yes, for Ukonova, young Kunkola home. Meaning, say we are aware, young Kunkola home. Offer Bemano of Aquaja Colana, only Abu Shema Colana, Aqualanusta, Aqualani, intermediate. Me did say, my court and far Aqualanima Bemano. Over here, Uko Chrome Siremua. Aqualanunya 5 to 10 years, Obiara and Children and Nipper you. Bonoa Mudia Grono. And Qualanua, Obiba Cambu and Qualanuba consume say, won't as may see, only Papa, only Papa. and offer a da o yonko beka che o say asuma si onim ne papa no ade chia no pa e kwan di akola ne befu so hu na wofo bia no oba akola ba bia ne papa free so ne papa free se de amramu mpo a obedi achi akoko hu se ana me papa free enti offer yesire mfo ne yanko nkola ho enti mesre be man se o mama me no so o enjoy ne ba ne kakra na sabi on kan se enye ono be man na wo akola no but ebia misunderstanding bi na ba wo muntem enti media papa no nya botre na onkuta ni sika na onhwe akola no kopem se akola no beduru ba bia wo se obehwe ne papa na omo kyem se o papa ni asimati ko na o papa so enshiraw I think say it's a laudable idea enti media mafuto to papa ni se onya botre na akola ni nyini ofa abukari medi nyame da wase
abu yeso ye da wase. Two more callers said they naturally oba time ho besi aye no say ne ba wadi mfie miensa under 5 na be ma se ope full custody visitation rights kura ya mo oba ne bi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Myself, Midi Florence, free Adenta.
You man Florence ya mo ha yeso ya jeus mientie we.
Aha. We share Bible ma akola titino me to me no is mothers that bring a child. And nothing a Bible can say a wise child maketh the father glad, but a British child maketh the mother sad. See, so mano eji obano nyomani newie no sense wo di akola no free ni papa nsemu a ni mama ni nsemu a let say he made up his mind to play wicked to this woman. And I want to advise the woman more fa akola no man enye right ni yem sesemi she aware mu enye easy but obema oya nyina adwin so obetwe to wo oba no menko tina ho umanti na hwe nkola no omu yeye a enu anu no ade sia ni wusu biom nti me advice a me wo edema ma me ne se mo nja akola no ma obema no omu ka asem na me samba ye no me bo ma pasu se me tina da hwe me ma ya be ma ni be ye bia me hwe no nti ye nyakwanya die a ye betumi aba bekere ya adwen se anya mana me ma ne ye die en twakra en twaye kra
That's it.
en twakra
That's it. That's it. Finally, naturally, oba wa akwada under 5 akwada oba mi mfie miensa na ye awadie mu anase asetena mu manso nti no be ma se meji akwada na firi wonsam oba yeso ne dia ne akwada kitwa yi oye ne de ni yamfa final call no.
Hello Mamudu.
Naam.
Nyamia songe ka o.
Nyamia songe nka ba bia wo bia.
O me aba Rose Queen of the Airways ni butu ashama leba.
Right.
Menya bema. I hope say Ghana mra I work for Entesa kola or 3 years a. U bema no beka se uji. Me minim say ye wo ehia akola no benyansa na papa no betumi agi emi afre ni mame ho e wo Ghana ha. Se meka no cry from 7 years and 10 years one me boa me nya bema. But akola wo 3 years there. Cause them na interest wo bema no beka say wo beji afre mame ne ho.
More especially when you oba.
Yes, akola no say oba. Na wo bema wo betumi ajare akola oba be ru na se. First one no. Enti ye be stre papa no. Sa e dia wo sikanti na wo yes side dia no dia can't. But so oba no di kokote na mo aboa ma bema na. Me say me pa.
Enyam ai.
Na jama no.
Enyam ai, wo dia akode enyam asem no na. Ekoye se yeso so de akwada na idwane na court no eye se yenkopo oba na nchede mfa ne mra. Wa mfa akwada na anwane.
Ene Ghana court no ebinu mo ndi mboa ye man. Because akola 3 years dey say wo mama ni hono mama ni tumi hwa akola no. Onyi du eja ono abetumi adware aye bibi ansa na ya waja na ma papa no. Enti mestro me nya be ma emu pelo ya no mboa mama no maye because akola oba 3 years ni die. Osa me de me hu ne se be ma no sika o de be ya mama me no e bia mama no so benye dia di wo mu no enti na ye ne ya sa no.
Na mpa me dia na pem sika di.
O be ma bebre ya sa o me nya be ma ADAKABRI.
Sa
So only omu jai na usi ujin kolana. Because of sika mube mo as a fashion kolana bia obano so bibe ko anunti no. Because of that nti ombe ye chitina so ombe ja kolana fronsa. Be ma do na yesterday no Ghana hapa.
Hey, my
Enti ni tra mu bua ma me no ma ye wate.
Yate. Right, no more callers. Na yamra na fe no. Yemeye interview ba ko mienu bi. Na one so ebe ha say no. Sabik Bugri of the New Patriotic Party and Joshua Sikanate of the National Democratic Congress and Richard Suman of the Movement for Change. Ombeba na yabetena se na yaba bedwendwene ye ho. Na ensemo a ebeba no yetime ede aye adwuma. Eti die na ekoso. Mpanimfoɔ no ɛbɛtena ase a na yɛadwendwene ho but before then the interview kakra ɛwɔ hɔ no mu a ɛbɛyɛ yɛne Dr. Adam Bona ɛntwe nkɔmmɔ ɛkakra. The national security seizes unspecified amount of dollars, cedis and gold bars upon a tip-off. What could be the motive for publicizing such a haul? Dr. Adam Bona yɛmwaha.
Major so sure a tearful in our offer.
Doc, now what to say?
Radiadum, that's what me here.
On our screens, on our radio, and yeah, catch the national security for upon a tip off. Ako ama yakusi unspecified amount of.
A few questions. Let me say no. We need to deal with them diligently. A few questions. Let me say no. We need to deal with them diligently. A question I'll be saying, and can so move to me or more a body rule say or more powerful. This such a hard. The Americans say I wouldn't know why they did that, but international practice, no. We na well we no na steady a babon thing, but I will not know say so more and a leaky you because usually correct me if I am wrong. Meaning some of the media phone di omochi and I say more cameramen and a boy and a binum officers and a kahono be used on phone to record, and usually we have in every institution or binum will try some breaking news, you know.
In fact, if we are to go by Graphica, Graphic tells us at page 3, second column, second paragraph. What's it saying? National security operatives involved in the operation disclosed that 2 more containers were being tracked. National security for a grant interview with the Graphic.
Okay, so unfortunately, international practice, it wouldn't have been the best to do that. It wouldn't have been the best to do that. And they say the more information, you know, because they say Obia or Sanoma, we are say Bambo ni more sebi or more dealing with these sensitive matters, no. Why you be you know Oba Bontin with a comprehensive report to say the Oya you know and so you know, but from what you have read, it's a quote from maybe an unknown national security officer or from the national security as an outfit, which probably so much why the publication, the quick publication, because then especially who the 2 containers are at large or are missing, and some people are they are also at large. And so the usual per international practice and per the rules of, you know, cracking down on these things, we are no why BBA now report why interrogate your more baby no so okay I paid say now the images first all the images on the bar now they are back for us for Ghanaians to understand the say sabi eduma yedi ahwe monsa no more ayedi but when this no some of the aspects of the report and we many small sister stations because I know. Now me feel say it is too early for conjecturing, and it is too early to come to a certain a Bible thing, because you know you were memoha and a cocaine be a danny powder. You know you were memoha. I can tell you for sure. Offer say case be a me di echire obi a say or smuggle sikebio se den or muche no. Now I am paying for any be chain or your memoha no. Or muche no mudisicano, one kind scano, and omdiscano, a call. A lock is canon in what is called the exhibit store. Now, next cano movie is a casual look at the money. Now, a sister canon, you can say 50 Ghana CD notes and 100 Ghana CD notes. That was when now you see canon, the highest denomination, 100, and the other after before that, then we 50. And so, how much the right thing should have been say a honey, but whoever the arresting officers actually alleged that paying for no matter to me, offer, I can tell you that you know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Subsequently, before the money went to court, none of done it. Kind of 5 Ghana CD notes, any 1 CD notes. Done it. Bag now your mount, bag now your mat. Yeah, but the denominations have changed. And at that point, nipa na ono ya chene na opet ne hu so open it here the higher the amount, the more punishment you get. If the money, for instance, for the purposes of kasei sikano, originally the omu SCZ na 20 million cedis. But before the thing ended up in court, now akwa ye find say 2 million Ghana cedis. The sentence OBS smuggle 20 million out and answer in Obenyano will be different from the OBS smuggle 1 million cedis. But eventually it was difficult to disprove the assertion because Nipana action or no, you saying almost only. They said they didn't know. So I'm using this particular scenario to say it is not the best to say a counterfeit. The Bank of Ghana Act, Bank of Ghana and say, number authenticated currency, the sika fictitious, and answer a genuine, and sika, and a 2 minute warm. And so until such a time, say, Sebi, Enka, ebeba abontin ababe kase, sikano, this denomination and this quantum, fictitious and answer fake, and ABCD. It will be very difficult for me and you, for such an operation to be undertaken by Memeniwo ADAKABRI, and answer with TF4, more Bank of Ghana. We don't have the technology to check some of these things. Now, casually look at a CD note. You can see that it is fake. But for purposes of prosecution, it needs to be properly authenticated. You can see if you look picky, fake, I'll be moved. But the attorney said, 1 year, you can say, Obia, you didn't rush on Saturday to me, because it needs to go through a scientific process to say, I didn't a fake. So, about what I thought was that who is actually making those allegations? This is a fake, be a fake, because I can't sit in the comfort of my office or my home and just say, this thing is fake. And you go to court with, how are you going to sustain a prosecution? And it ends up that yes, you can wear and tear, and a man look like fake. But
and not busa say, and then a national security a hope to achieve with this high publications.
I don't know. I would wish that national security would have come out to distance themselves. I have to be honest with you. I have no clue. I simply have no clue why national security will come out with that publication. I am not sure whether it was to prompt the general public to let us know, say, the moon containers with this description, moon containers, all the containers, internationally, all containers are tracked. Mm-hmm. And two container what this number, what this number, what that number. It's a container that is of interest to us in Timuma. I don't know whether.
But then to have the national security, there will be crackers away where national security need, where just national security for at a point concern here with Ministry of National Security nearly. Be a 9 year national security no. Be a NTS because be to say MI5 MI do they come out?
MI5, MI6. One is usually responsible for internal, the other is for external. You have the FBI and the CIA. The same thing. You go to various categories.
Do you get them being involved with because we operational matters we in the Ghana Police CID National Investigation Bureau do we need to draw in and appear to score higher marks for national security? Well, they
gather intelligence, process intelligence, and so they would still have a legitimate reason for such an operation. May be a hamino a publication. No? The content of the publication. The content of the publication, no, which I want them to probably distance themselves from, would be, say, a fake. So at that point, one say a lot of meanings are going to be read into it.
Because you actually cocaine it me kunkunte.
Exactly. We know how in the past national security over no mako already Chinese if be akache na over here now some of us got a lot of this feedback from the general public, and in fact areas that were our own, facilities that are owned by some foreign nationals. Over here no more ready now they are now it doesn't even, we don't even know who did it. They said they are investigating, and then that is the end of the story. So they will have there might be a reason why I believe they did the operation by themselves. It would be a legitimate operation, but maybe the end say the publication and the content of the publication, and not me because I would want that. I would have wished to say a publication such as the Ababon, and Nanka. There has to be a way to make sure the money is kept and kept well, so that it could be used for prosecution, to aid prosecution. Because in criminal prosecution, if you don't have evidence, your case is moot. And to me, I would have wished to say maybe it would have been the publication and the content of the that's my main worry. The publication and the content of the publication. The Ababontino, because you know how cocaine turned into powder. Mama scenario of money that was in bigger denominations. Now we even have an incident where some firearms were seized by some police officers in the past, some time ago. And the bullets that were seized from the suspect, because the bullets were not counted. By the time the bullet got to court, no bullets in the swat there, you can't say now by 1/3 of the bullets anyhow. 1/3 of the bullets were gone. So even though the persons who were involved were prosecuted, the punishment was not severe, because then it is what you bring to court, and a court in the beginning, so if there were 1,000 bullets, you ended up coming to court with 250 bullets. And the person who was arrested, 750 pieces of the bullets are missing, but nobody is able to collaborate and say, no. Let me say, be among the agents area. So they got away with some minor. They were punished, but not as severe as it should have been of ADAKABRI.
You, Dr. Adam Bona, you better was so my fan craway, since you are a wild boy. Mimfan craway, Mfang Mount Nefakoma, Right Honorable Speaker of Ghanaian Parliament, Aban Sumane Kinsban Babin, and then Honorable Member of Parliament for Wa West, Honorable Rashid Purple. And this is contained in a story in Daily Graphic of page 23. And then Sahada Dramani from WA writes, and it goes, residents of Charcoal electoral area in the WA municipality are apprehensive for cholera in the area as a result of the lack of public toilets leading to open defecation. They are worried that the spread of public defecation in the area expose them to fecal matter related health risks such as cholera, diarrhea, and typhoid. Most of the houses in the area do not have household toilets. As such, residents have to resort to nearby bushes and open spaces to ease themselves. It is very embarrassing to be seen walking into the bush to ease yourself during the day. And some of us have to suppress the urge till late in the evening, unquote. Inti Mr. Wakachira ASK Babin, and Rashid Purple. Now, also Kahubi. I'm talking page 23 of today's edition of Graphic. Now, Mumpe, one municipality there, open defecation, Rashid Purple.
Metropolitan.
So you can imagine. Inti, wouldn't cry about Mammy.
Oh, family, but the American can say, I think the author of the article should have also added, added public toilet. Some of us, I don't subscribe to public toilet. Public toilet, the idea of public toilet is for visitors. Obia, feel kromo na ebia chemu na sebi akano na ope baby afon to me kobo bidan. And so I don't subscribe to public toilets. They've become a nuisance. And so, and can say or try so the become say the Metropolitan Authority should enforce their bylaws, and the bylaws cut across that. Oh, see, Danya, why a janabia kakra akahu. But to say, because when these public toilets are built, they become a nuisance. And so for me, the public toilet idea, you've lived in the UK, so you know. There are public toilets when you go to central London and other places, but they are not places where it's for visitors, those who are coming for tours, not the idea. And therefore, and most often, even those who are from London proper, you know where a shopping mall is and where they would have a toilet, so you won't even go to the public toilets near walk around. But the idea of public toilet, community people, but I think we should take the bull by the horn and say, oh, see, Diana, a 10-bedroom house, only toilet back crowd. Sorry, but in case we didn't know, only a Jana Biabaku crowd. 10-bedroom house. Now it's a Metropolitan Authority. Now you have a lawyer Luanga is now the Honorable Regional Minister. It's a conversation some of us are going to have. But one crown there, my brothers in forward. But I think that it shouldn't just go to the WA metropolitan area, but communities, people are building. You see toilet, and now I will see over them. Who did you ever find their PA? And you should build a small toilet. I will see your baby. Said they very neat. So offer, but I will send your information. Some of them be a smartphone. Some of them more offer.
Because Rashid Purple, if you come, our pantai toilet best a fork running woman. Now, one municipality there, one metropolitan avenue. Look at your mammy. Yes, I have the paper. No, the copy paper to the fear or pantai. Right, Adam Bona and Yatin Nkano. Sabik Bugri yet to appear of the new Patriotic Party. Joshua Sikanate of the new National Democratic Congress already seated. Richard Suman of the Movement for Change already seated. Wasi on Facebook Live na share comments kakra. Wasi Blade Jasper, please extend my greetings to Honorable Carlos Ahinkra and Honorable Kennel Damwa. Kwasi Jesse, also you guys give this joker too much mileage on security issues. This guy doesn't know anything about security yet. You keep labeling him as an expert. Then he comes out to speak ignorance. Kwasi, at least one of them in him, the wire kakro now also so they and wire. In security and intelligence, sometimes you deliberately put out information to get your target to make a move that you have calculated they will make. This guy talks too much. But if a number mine says here now, young frail now so bra betchre mudi intia yatetitia says ana ya church or sanoma way near say a large be and a large be 19. So until person what could be the motive intia or more yes and yet I said now will be to one my 10 years out to feel of Ancona will be able to also thinking says he can be on any idea kuhunu way of Anco ekoye says and will be a journey any no and ye did better about things no na be me ehunu ni pakra na national security then I feel the by because pa number kwasi jesi pa number bra na so unim dia wo security mo no na bra be kan bi wate na so bra mamu discount nkrofo sa why enti Francis Kuchi anyo oti ADAKABRI and propaganda na odi baye dan cop wo papa ESK ba me munko kan kire no titinkra ha say na fence Rashid Purple na metropol ne senkra ha say kura benya ba bia open defecation wo kumase su benya bi enti bia na wa afo no kura ye mfa nche mu wate ya na right until say next interview ne beba no Joshua ya mo atena se
ADAKABRI mejodo
na Richard also ya mo atena se
yo mejodo bra penyi kese of the Ghana Airways.
Right, in this day and age now people go to the nearby bush to ease themselves. Just is it something that is to be encouraged?
Oh, in fact, mechia utie fo ni nyira awia we. Ghana no debia me ba ha because ye country ye ka say ye a developing country. Ana no na emre bi twemu ye no na ye ni enimde bebre. But as ye call a name at 32 years of our democracy there, ye name say enima na ye den ye ko. And it very disappointing. Say in the 21st century, any Ghana of 32 years of independence are still when it comes to basic amenities. He said, "Bibi ayebe jaye ho, bibi ayebe junso, bibi ayebe da, bibi ayebe didi." Sanya mani nyina o share the way still ya ke echi bebre no me feel say ento asomie. Anything na ye ka say sika dodo na yeji ye pump it to the district assemblies no. District assembly common fund na kasa omoditi ho for development of assemblies no. Then party na omodi sika no ye den ye. Sebi sika no omodi ye ejuma papa dia 100% no me ye sure say anka by now there na anka place of convenience pa there shouldn't be something na
so kakra bi mame na ye ne a PhD student in security matters ora Boating so entwe enkomo akakra Boating kuni yama o ahado bani so
Ofa meje so
panyi na ho te saying
me ho ya ofa.
Right, we are dealing with an issue where a request or comment about it. The national security seizes unspecified amount of dollars, cedis, and gold bars upon a tip-off. And we are like finding out what could be the motive for publicizing such a haul. Now, what do you want to say?
Ofa ni dikan menchia ya chiefo. Sanya wubusa no. Me think say ebi a me nanka me tu opanyin na wada no nofo a. Kameka say edu sa me ran enema sei no. Eni kwa se ba bonten ansa. Ebi say oya ne sa compromise investigation na wo be because ba na okra no mo nche enkofo ni nwiye. To su bio no. Uka word na wo twedi akire na o say upon tip off. Eno no ma statement na wo public no eyehu pa. Ekre say uka ne sa obi a oye sa adwuma no. Omo begin say sani atie bia enkofo bi na ebeka asase no ma munya akwan beche wo. Omo so omo ye sa adwuma na nye ba akofo ye kapel ankasa. Ebetimi asa kase ebetimi abase enkofo ndi kura ho a omo ni Ghana. Omo so ye adwuma omo ni nkofo omo ahia won kwan so omo ni omo ma won dionium
ɛne yɛadwo ne deɛ ni a nti definitely ɔmbɛ do ɔmo ani bɛkyerɛ saa nkɔɔfoɔ no ɔmo anya ɔmo bɛnyi ɔmo abusua ɔmo nan fufuo bi a na ɔmo aduma bi nti wobɛyɛ saa public statement na wode saa nkɔɔfoɔ no nyinaa to ɔhaw kɛseɛ mu ɛno yɛ adeɛ a ɛwɔ si ɛhwɛ ne yie nti no mefin sɛ ɛba nsɛm sei na ɛwɔ sɛ ɔmo to ɔmo bo ase na mobɛyɛ hwehwɛmu no fikɔfikɔ ansa na akyire no mode bɛto dwa a mode ato dwa fi sɛ security yankasa no ɛnyɛ nea obi bɛka sɛ showmanship o sɛnea woyɛ biara pɛ sɛ obi ho anaa pɛ sɛ nea woyɛ no woprisi wo boss anaasɛ ɔpanyin biara ma anaasɛ Ghanafoɔ hu sɛ woyɛ adwuma ebi na yɛ anam criticize IGT no enti no mefin sɛ sɛnea ade na bɛto dwa no ɛnyɛ ne kwan so no ɛntwa yie
na yɛn nso so a yɛhwɛ TV ahodoɔ a yɛhu no yɛne a yɛtie radio ahodoɔ a yɛtie yɛne a yɛkenka various newspapers a yɛde to yɛtirim no what are we supposed to make of such news yɛmfa nyɛ dɛn
ebi na of American sɛ ɛyɛ na investigations ni nyinaa ba na yɛakye nkɔɔfoɔ ni nyinaa sɛ koraa deɛ nea metiɛ sɛ nipa no koraa m sɛ yɛnkyi bi sɛ ɛfei ne yɛakye bi deɛ ɔfagye sɛ ɔka kyerɛ m na sɛ wonkyi nipa no deɛ a deɛ nti na wokɔyɛ saa operation na woma camera ne adedidi w'akyi saa
yɛhwɛ ɛyɛ publication or daily graphic mu a huge one ɔse massive gold cash ɔse massive gold cash bust national security seizes millions and then underneath it suspects flee kyɛ sɛ wɔma yi ɔmo deɛ no ɔmo adwane
and ɔfɛ na America no and publication ni dede na moyɛ ni nyinaa no muntimi nkyi nipa baako kora investigation wa compromise bibia ɛwɔ security implications enti ɔmo me na me yɛ me nneɛma aba papers mu na minim saa tigya no ɔfa wo fa fa no wakyeme ana me ne me nan fofuo bi na ɛyɛ sɛ adwuma na wofoɔ no kɔfa he no wakye wɔ mo enti nneɛma bi wɔ ho no a yɛmpere yɛ ho sɛ yɛde bɛto dwa yɛyɛ hwie na sɛ no kran mpo nyɛ nyinaa ne yɛde to dwa because woyɛ saa nneɛma na ɛwɔ security implications bebree ɛwɔ nneɛma bebree bi wɔ hɔ mentimi nka but nneɛma timi aka me no bɛhyɛ ne sɛnea yɛkan no
because we share a photograph in the daily guide just $100 $100 you bunch $100 is bunch back could be $10,000 now she say and in a good box you must see to say a gold so bears 100 bars and the go there way more international community no crano looking at the kind of photos are mama kwame atwitwa another photo is the same thing what graphic mono so we still would want to find out what is the motive insecurity wise no a dear no person mo achieve
no na of nyina because mining image so will be at stake when it comes to issue of this nature mining image ya yoro ho yakra ne se muntimi nchi wo bia enti ne say no amanfo so obedwene say Ghana ye be a center of because of ebeye nwanwa se nipa a wo hye business ase foforo no obeteki this huge risk so what the container do say yiba ama say ame no ka so mko ase mienu ayira e kire se nipa no e business a e bi a oye so enti eye nsembusa bebre na publication na de beba e ma Ghana image papa bia asa
na wabeka kire ye say nipa ye hwehwe na ne say a name Alhaji keko
egu man national security adwuma no se wo ye critical assessment I kire se wo mo ye weak and now say obunrin beka say they conducted that operation unprofessionally me po bo aten of our dawro ma wo fa asen ye masua no na me ne wo hye me fin se ni kwan asen ko mo ye ni sa
na ye ken okay kan graphica national security operatives are saying woman said normally camera need the woman because we share military accoutrement and yes it's no man will contain and it's still an so no dey no mo person mo ye
an American no unprofessional conduct act no mo ye operation no ko ye no with the control bia what ban pass e obeka tro say not because me motive nti am the yes even so person will please will be on my word you man cry nya pan say ni e fa so ye no it is offer omo antwa yi e on cry ni say ade na omo ye no say be fa so bi ama so antwa yi
to can be saying could it be say Yama will be role to play and or demonstrate say or your swifter na
me die this because yes they are offer so be fa so e was no saying and that's why was no say wa ko to sikaba na nipa na wo te ase no den ye ne dia went ni anche no ana wo fa ansa na wo benya sa type of na abekọ no e wo se wo hwe hu ba bia nipa no location ni wo nipa na wo ye involve na wo se wo hu no na mo monitor no na mo antimi ya monitor no dia na kire se twetwe aso of after near make sure na say twetwe aso pa because me wo gidie say informant na e be ka kire mo no wan ka kan kire nipa na container yan dia say me ka kire national security for di gane wan hia ne sa enti e dey na matimi akoye operation no na ba wiase no obi ehwe na nipa na ade ne ye ne dia musimu hu no the extent say containers no kra so mienu asan yira enti no we feel national security for mum na bio we dey ensoni kra
I just say in the story you don't get any inkling of say you be prosecute will be and now say tip of keke
just showmanship ya juma ya kwachi sika ana ye den because we na faso bia ni so o man no kra na yegu nanim ase enipa na wo ye involve no ye nche no etimo public size we no kra ye den kra security enye sign media minim die mu security no offer at least me kuta masters in security studies I'm doing PhD in security when it comes to issue like this offer what for say me mu kakra ekwan ya mo fa so e ba bonten no me feel say enya de so ni kra was next time mo ye ni
major papers ni nyina are carrying it wo mo na sesa koma wo mo anase wo mo ma journalists di akire major TV stations are carrying it. What is all this?
Offer senya ebia commander na say leader na we di anim kra na kan ya utie story na definitely will be free national security one kan akire media ade ba ko nso a da bia maka ne say e was national security for to organize workshop and seminar ziba media for of anya security issues ni nyina na edimika e publish you abrochire aye we ensem wo ha hu sin we so wonte so obi kan ho asem krada enso no kamia ye se Ghana de ya is democracy nti asem bia ana se free speech freedom of expression enti sabi asem bia e security hono ye hwen kwachiri se implications ne te sen ne ya publishing enti me feel say bredu say national security coordinator no on fair media for now organize workshop bi ma on now amount that kind of orientation say no one chira issues are eba e was more publishing now one chira issues eba any class on publishing if you say secretariat to on betimi ayesa na ema no ebeboa Ghana since asem bia na e publish eno emwa Ghana bambo nhye no papa
e na for now there ye beda wase na ya hwe se de normal ebesi akọ Paul Konibwati ya do wase pa right Paul Bwati so na ode nasem de abado empenifo so atrase Sabik Bugiri of the New Patriotic Party, Joshua Sikanate of the National Democratic Congress, Richie Suman of the Movement for Change. Na no ya wada na jo minu ya ba ko oti London a very Master P and so the aba wafa please can you read my message for me when you are done with Paul Bwati na no anajo mi ko nya challenge kakra ya wada na jo mi nya challenge kakra wo osino Master P free
okay
na okay Ghana
start a problem
kana me hwa me fan and it's easy.
Okay.
So in this instance, and I'm a fan no high it no me tea temperature no course rather who's a fan and as easy. Jamming was me fitany, no go me who's a be fitany. Na you bear say no do could do back. na there's this gentleman where ya dey pa ekrumu onum na oton parts yes lubricants ne ade na electrician na wo sino anadwo se 10 ya suma nipa sa guy no ton parts no so bi anya emergency bi say na car na bi si asete bra na o ma wuntimi nka se mema o se meba o mo friend o se meba o mo friend o so meba almost midnight na kwa imai na ya flu yes you dey near to so eventually you flu bi wo e fensan you flu bi wo ekruma you flu bi wo anyinam ena anyinam ni ni mu tu car efiri anyinam ba osino tell wonya ma because
no so womba
another meet me aye kakra na because na me emu say kama enye obi wa anyina osino ho a ka eye dan ya menye drum kokko bypass
we both to no my
just na afede akwado ofiri ye first anyina mu ba ye no na obeduru ye na in less than 10 minutes na send a fin na akọ wires ni bi mu keke into man season into no aso by na wires no opropro ho ne ade a na osan e plug no fix ye ya fani ne na ye na dwumam na me say Master P oti London na wo dwa me ho na me manya problem wo sino a na osino ni there's a dientina o mana won kase me ma na ye hwe se ye be ye ne kakra na ye de akwa na se benden ndi Master P ukromfo na emum no gentleman no friend ma me Master P no London MPP ni gentleman ba
on the free obi cast on be okana
there be on the free krom ho en ni kromfo na aye me boni America kire no
bona mane so
be bona mane se next time ya no de we hear the messages tintin no de aba no ukromfo so abomatiri mo den a gentleman no mumu a no support de yade misumi went me ampon adwuma ntem or making sure say when you be because the way the guy misled us me ba afi eventually em say na be na yire na ka che say ade asa ye be from akọ wunim bia no wan sama da eno nso ntimi kan
ya fro we nya force uso obeji obejiska ana
obejiska
ntimi
anyinam ni ba ya nso so no
mo afro obi no aba
anyinam ni ba am owie ya so na me man 200 cedis me man 200 cedis ogina hwe manim ana no ho popo
owu because
afofo no ofiri se on charge me 200 cedis na me
the fact that wa man the friend is
alisen ko hwe ni chi e
yana de facilitate anyinam ni na se na me on the friend so to dru mumu aduru abank on ma otraso be se miensa oton car parts lubricants or he did very well so ade chin ye me was antemampon me di dwuma ofre me bebusa am set sign ma koduru kamanam so manya problem bia me duru except me duru kuma se be se 2:30 am na no pano so sem sa atraso ko mampon enti Master P na catch room for say we electrician emergency electrician highways ada okromu a anadwo bi obitimi nya problem a sofri wo yire na chi ase ma yire no sofri wo yire na nim na bra beboa na we 200 cedis take betimi ahwe obe from few days
yes no dear
I say hey wa father Kabre to the whole we say Master P na the message you know I say good day sir wa father Kabre me mind is airborne inside Kingsland wafa please kindly wish Usua AK Karma of House of DL fan club fame King Wally Ohene and the entire members of the House of DL fan club celebrate you today, Karma. How can the man manage such little child? Warm regards reaching out to you and your team of warm regards reaching out to Angela Kosuya Kondwa Mwakon, AK sister of Coventry, Mr. Kodjo Fred in Woolwich, Kwame Jesse, AK Shoe of Plasto, Isaac Esiama in Elephant and Castle, Peter Chair Champion, AK Master P, inside of Hampton, John Edu and Mami Kwedu, both inside Coventry. Stivo and Ohineba Kwame Ajimai, AK Foster, also in Coventry, and George Quay Mensa, AK Queen Nana, in Nana, Dubai. Fantastic show by all standards. Wafa, keep it up. Master P, I don't know. Enti Yamra na Yameshe. Publications galore. Now, before then, quick comments on open defecation in metropolitan assembly areas. What are the assemblies for? ne public toilets eda hu di ahim in major towns. The one municipality assembly can I am metropolitan. Now,
yes, Etina, to conclude, so that me Crawford no be monani say, your friend be in Brofoka some say scale of preference and a priority list. And to no share Ghana ni be a omane corner, ube say ye ni scale of preference because o share human need the most important thing is at least where you can defecate. And I say be able to me ajun so. And to say on my any be able do any busuan be bria bo any aduma kuma chede be bria odia maye. And yen to me and prioritize say every municipal assembly should have certain number of public places for convenience there. In there our thinking no and to assume ye. And to know be stress government we are wabasisiano. On yenu one of the priority areas ni say before we be free abai no. Na at least say individual homes obia any place of convenience e wo fie num krapo na they should have decent public places. She cholera same we are abano. Benipa mienu ewu from cholera. Why? It is because say indiscipline no as far as the environment no too much. Open defecation no sisia beach ewo Ghana there enye beach biabium uko ho ho no nyina adane public places of convenience uko gata ye see gata fefefe na anumi area ewo West Elmore side ya be ye gata fefefe bi dia to echire honum the following 2-3 days obehu ana nipa de rubber etumu rubber no bi betumi akọ share gata no makasa akọ defecate ni hu ho na say our mindset na kasa no ye wo problem and your best stress discipline here, but if the places are there now you see use here now you say you blame the citizens and not the individuals no, but if the place is not there now everybody is looking for place and then no pay or crumbs is now who chiro say who person who call you bibia she say wo kuku duro betumi awura hotel be and restaurant be and yes sadia she say who compare bush be now akoye hu here which is all not in our interest as a country. It's your best right. Say, I buy we no onto one more. Ain't me service our problem no once and for all.
Joshua,
Adakabe medas da mama kwenye na answer na meko ensem no do no metia Sam Kofi Atamels. Oye yen mampenyi na wenya ne bebi ko ne bakoro pa. Wa bone ho modern wo NDC. Oka ne national campaigner.
Mama no pose.
Ayebi. Na ne position no obeba. Nama Sanswechi Daniel Onyame NDC China president ono so wo manimu bebia Mahama Bekobia no ono wonam Adakabre nsema olukodui sebe onye nsema odi Ghana nkotinya oye nsema oye global phenomenon oye ewiase afa nyina oye ade a oye asem kese pa na ehwe United Nations 2023 WASH report what the bay I was say 1.8 billion people in the whole world now what you open defecation naturally there what me ko baby a woja wona na mframa papa fa wontu no ho sebe na oya de bia oppose public health risk ema oman bia na Ghana yende no onye soronko because compare Ghana to Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Nigeria. Na Ghana, according to them report, what's 25% of Ghanaians have access to what? Basic services. Obande baby ebe jayena na. 57% oya Ghana for no. Na yeche. E baby aye oya toilet facilities na yeche ni use. Now 18% of the population now continue no then what ye open defecation. Not the Ghana ya yebi. No nyemu hu there former flag bearer of the MPP. Oye Mahmoud Bawumia one of the campaign message in there we see toilet wa Ghana chino bia government bia waba. Into no yemu hu there in there Maba studio wa sanso be boy dem asem you do because I thought then Ghana fie bia mu de Baumia dia ye campaign the way toilet baby ama John Mahama one of the campaign platform okay there Baumia ni achievement the so toilet nkotin no sisi wo Ghana na me dwen the madi ya brena na ase sana still o di Ghana nya na yenda nyame ase de ye nyaman penyina o te Ghana fo wona asem man penyina o wotema na abada ma Ghana fo sebe ye ni kura ye nim there are 3 types of toilet say ni water closet ebetima ye biogas another ebetima ye KVIP. So what the government should do in a private sector or the ye ne there or the ye finance that aspect or the ye discapish ho ADAKABRI investing in toilet facility no or your big business who sepede nye ska papa wo enkran and now krokesima invest in toilet and bathhouse into no or ya de bia NDC no ye de atu ye nanwa do there and na ye de sie nanwa do there we will make sure there 18% no, if we don't completely eradicate it, we are going to minimize it. You know, we are going to do public and private partnership. Amitie, se mi was hasi bina mi the area nim toilet no. Meti me kosi toilet one ma commercialize no. Indirectly, I'm creating jobs for the people and I'm solving the problem in that area. Because says here, eko jaonan gu isutin mu na obi wo baby no sound no ma obi nya cholera ebi beti me nya typhoid nso okunim papa Ghana. ADAKABRI, this is an opportunity for onye NDC government nkotin for private sector. Me your way Mr. Bugri oye MPP ni but oshe baby no the toilet no betim the case ekosi toilet wo no wa commercialize who enya niska amesu there I will go into it because ADAKABRI yada was there edit them a business opportunity yaba. NDC will look for the business and the good side of problems. And that is our mandate as a government. And see, that is what we are going to do. We are going to invest more. You discuss beshim. You make sure that if you be an say ni biogas ebenya KVIP eba krokesi munso anyensu businessmen nso no you be see public toilet state of the art public toilet air condition na wom on you be see amagana fo no bia no atone na Ghana afane ntampefra na dem typhoid na cholera measles na yi na o di Ghana funya ni na abras ntino manu ato
earlier on Ote richest woman of the movement for change a voice association Joshua Sikanate na say finally on that issue of the open defecation in Wa Metropolitan Sabik Bugri of the MPP Yintiwe
yeah me starting newspaper review. Gift Auntie Unim.
Yeah.
She was at GTV. Breakfast newspaper. That was when I started newspaper review.
Auntie Yakasa go mic no.
Me go back home. Even at that time, friends, Ben Epson. Sometimes no, but friends, Kwesi Pratt. Me and one na newspaper review. GTV. In fact, it's this phenomenon of newspaper review emanated or emerged from GTV. Such story when and as have information and the biggest challenge of this country is indiscipline and talking. That's what we are known at. We behave as if we invented democracy. That's the problem we have in this guy. Debia Mikase, if you put a price tag on indiscipline, on my ebeniska. The question is, why are we still doing this? But before I make my point, there's nowhere Emma Baumia can say, Fibia in Ghana have a public toilet. Baumia never met that. My immediate post, and so now we lost. That's the impression you created. That's the impression you created. Who can say, who will cry? Everyone will say. By this time, there are people still defecating. Because now, Utie campaigner, Dr. Kaina, it looks like, say, there, Fibiala, why then, or toilet. One car dump. He never mentioned, he said that we've done a lot of toilets. And I was the immediate director of communication for Zongo Ministry. If you go to the coastal areas, we did a lot of toilets. The coastal areas don't have toilet. That was what Dr. Baumia was talking about. He never said the whole of Ghana. So please, don't put that wrong impression out there. In any case, you are in government. You use that to campaign against and one power. So you solve that matter. If it is a problem, it is left for you. This morning, I was on it, Atinka television. This morning, I was there. These issues that we are talking, it came up. This is over 20 years. The NDC came and left. The MPP came and left. And they are now in government. I'm telling you, say, Ghana Hanu, ye kasa dodo. I say Galam say, ye kasa dodo. Baby, I copy democracy. Is that how they are practicing democracy? That's not how they are practicing democracy. Let's send people there to go and learn the nitty-gritties of democracy and come implement it. Not to go and pick some part and come and put it here and behave as if we know it all. Kasa. Why are people defecating outside? Have you asked ourselves that question? Is the AMA or the municipal assembly don't they exist there? Why now can I was there for the past 2 months? Why now can I was there for the past when any news? And it's not only that place. Go Upper East where I come from. It's the same. Open Northern region is the same. It's the same. Where okay in those areas. Volta normally obtain a mean shed anymore year. But this areas it's a common thing. It's a common thing. The question is why? We're over 20 years, 30 years we're talking about this and why? Why are we not able to solve this matter? Kasa. And only him. If you understand national security, then you have some cranny about to the reporters, this cat no beer, Kasa, the for 2-3 days forgotten. It persists. That's the problem we have in this country. The way we behave, the way we manage this country, whether it's my party or the NDC. And I say, when more struggles on Benya power, if God permits them at all. What do you say? What do you say? Until no. What's it?
No, he's not. Let him make his point.
I'm not belittling. I'm honest. They are fighting for power. And yet they are almost but when they'll get the only God knows. I'm just making a point. What do you say? Until no, Gati Hanu, there's too much talk. I say, okay. I'm deciding. It is no because of this for no. On why a crowd we are watching. They are just about a month. Yeah. By the close of this year, no, we will see say the Okan, saying you know, the Yansen Yambama and Quantintin. So they'll be able to tackle this matter. Because it's a Herculean task. And it starts with every household. So say municipal assembly Biano and I say district assembly Biano should do an inspection. And every day I make this point. In China, there are 1.3 billion. There's law and order in China. There are 1.3 billion. People don't defecate outside. One would have thought, say, Ohonu, omu numbers in Chino, yen in control. And so, Ohonu, you dare not. Why can't we go and learn, say, a day Chinese Ohonu, etimi ya yen beba Ghana, na a people of less than 40 million, yen timin petrol etimo ubia wonifie. What's the problem? What's the problem? What you say? And to know Sakasa where we will always be talking about. What they said here, they say we will have long life. Who come and talk about this? That's what I make mention of. GTV Breakfast Show Newspaper Review. Get Adwa, she say our friends Palme. You know when you GTV Breakfast Show Newspaper Review. Do you remember that time? This matter we are talking about, we have spoken about it several times. That's all I'm going to say.
Into a Sabik Bugri of the New Patriotic Party and what in the name on open defecation once maker, particular page 23 of today's edition of Daily Graphica, where metropolitan or just say people have to suppress their urges until late in the evening where they can go outside to ease themselves. Can you imagine this?
Those houses don't have toilets. Is that what they're telling me? So what's the fear? And why is it nice? It's Edward Salia, the late Edward Salia, one-time minister of transport. Very good. It's been properly laid until sanitary, properly until baby over and the roads are done until honor a neat. And so a year then a nipatimi sifie, not toilet, a problem. Sakra a problem. Maybe now it has changed, but it's a big problem here. What's if you toilet, baby and the Papa Jan and I know? How can that be, my brother? How can that be? And so it's going on.
Yeah, anyway, and your fan one, like I say, it's all about the mindset change, attitudinal change,
And law enforcement.
And then the enforcement of
and law
discipline,
enforcement.
because every society no munya do
Uchi nipa 1 2 3 no ko and I say ni fie no na o season ni fie no. Look, in China, mama can say sorry. When you say China, say they are rivaling US. In the 80s and 70s to 80s, there was a law. One family, one child.
Yeah.
Who one child now him second one or a 9 months cry you remember call hospital kwa his second child. Do you know that?
Yeah.
What did the West say? They were trumpeting the whole world. They were talking about human rights. But they knew that if we don't do that and control our population, it won't be good for us. Today, the Americans are panicking.
Yeah.
The Americans, that is the kind of thing. And then in Singapore, you see, you don't build country with talk like what we have done in this country. You don't build until now what uses a year MA in development studies. I was always fighting with my lecturers. Because I think
priority town council, we have institutions in place. State housing company, them coffee na. And the gole gubebi na anye ni ya. Tankers becho.
Why they okay.
ADAKABRI na nkai de wa tankers na de wo Ghana. It's tankers na de ni no fine.
Onye tankers was town council.
One na make no local, ma local for na ti ase de go bibi dem wo. It's na anye na ye wo no. We are more and better than the Chinese.
Today.
Before.
Let me tell you. Say only before, even now. If we
don't
say
anything.
There you your money here, you better my your money here.
So
why would I me to kwankwa brochi?
Of course.
I me to kwankwa brochi. Say 6 o'clock next day member Juma, make Juma 6 o'clock.
So what is happening?
Make sure them you make Juma pepe. We have Ghanaians have a culture of what? Excuse. Culture of laziness. Sabe abe Juma na ye late no. Ebekade o traffic into unyanku binti no. Say wopede wo sanction wa. Ebe ni obi we dwuma nim no wa catch your boss there. One tonable more. Na ohun mobo. And we carry it on. That culture of laziness.
Interview ba akomra.
On all the Ghana nya. Culture of laziness, culture of excuses. We need to change our attitude. Only China funny yetin. And now
there's evidence that they are ahead of you. You go there begging for money.
Interview ba akomra.
The money we go there beg. We have those money.
So why do you go back?
Interview ba akomra. And democracy. Interviews about the Attorney General discontinues high-profile cases of politically exposed persons brought before courts by previous government. So we are asking if the Attorney General is obliged to give reasons to the people of Ghana now. Qualified and practicing lawyer, an experienced one indeed, over 30 years, who could have even become a Supreme Court judge, Nana Obri Buahin. Nana Yamwaha.
I just saw that cover.
Nana, we are what is saying?
You have few women, I got 35.
Ah, 35 years. So, Kawabu, so Udi Chief Justice Kwank and Cheon. And Nana, why are they Yamin Shrow? Nana, at the end, the Bema State, as represented by the Attorney General, Obeka se Mobro for us, a Molatin, Nole Posukra, at the end, the Bema State, no. I discontinue a criminal case.
My child you for. The state can at any point in time. Maybe I'll be to me a castle or castle or manchi chilling or be to me castle or castle or manchi chilling. Sir, you see, I mean, David or manchi. But because a state to know as a ODS or prosecutor. State to know a bit to me actions. England, I'm on or ma and chicken.
Now, Tinanami Muso, a previous government with an Attorney General represents the state and initiates criminal proceedings against persons. In the conduct of the matter, na another government also representing the state as per a new Attorney General also aba. Na said they will see ken oba ya no na wa discontinue case no na ehia se ochirichiri mu aden na first government no or representing the state no or no there or prosecute you no would be specify stated offenses and how that stated offenses covered by criminal code. Actually, much the DNT I would do be a good court. Nan someone could one. Now another attorney general bar. Or the one was a trim. And the lawyer up to 35 years experience is saying that he has so much. And I tell us more.
Oh, what I'm saying is that legally, constitutionally, procedurally, and he has a victim or be any tracker so teaching. The this one politically, no, M1 man, no, Abraham man. I can expect my chair, my dream, our house. I'm not the assuming Yabia. There is so much to say. Yanum, telling a year, Yanfia, a year, Sabia ye car, a babois, your money power. Because they say I have we buy. What can some them of him, and I come back to do. And that I think it's Friend Carter been in them. Sir, I'm up some day. Aban will soon be pregnant. A cocoa. Say, I'm passer, not on the court. Now, Aban a son condamnia. None of your bands or so, also done anyone. It doesn't occur well for us as a country. It doesn't occur well for us at all. Not just say, yeah, criminal students, no. Sabana be asked the son, and 1 year children. It is a medica, never disca. Now, say, my banco position, me a trial. Me a me boy and tram and competent. Now, banfo for by the jam. It is a very dangerous precedent. A very, very dangerous precedent. There's ADAKABRI Frempong. The Bibia catchy will be brave. The Bibi a catchy, I will be brave. Because, and catches well, our crimes obey to me. I'm a binum. But look at the Saglan. I saw Monsieur Danny with the baby. Almost keep to him. She can't test your work here. I'm fighting. I'm fighting. No. ADAKABRI.
But Nana, Nana,
I'm not being emotional, but if you look at this thing, near Beckham, and then near Cosso, now showing near Cosso, I do the one. It is a wagon boom. Wagon boom.
Nana, in the case of Stephen Upuni, there was share a case, no said this Koye, George for me and son. Judge Barquin, Nana, what Yakunya or Tisho, Nafe Ukuni Krum, and some more cock for president home. I want some in by a fee na or Yabona Basso also, Upijam call a higher court, and a man, some extra months. The Shenet dear Assembly and Sanawako went to me and near me. I feel a retirement to cry as some and a feather period. The fire share we na feel eventual retirement here and we na ako na another judge aba was a casatin na ne case no one intino made the enemy free say yen case na say all again fresh. BC there be attorney general peneso and say yes say fresh mo bro for no the Latin so di novo afi judge no rule somebody there be me shall say fresh when fast so di sa judge no so free ho yes akoko fa another judge send by ni nyina mu no. Could anybody say it became like a fast ana
see judge na gana say en crowd no until state P say ni say yatra na gana yatra ndi no so state ni swinti judge ya transfer in the midst of OD assembly enya dem no judge when na yan transfer na judge when na yan transfer nti enya adam no but trial no so cost so many years no. We are not being fair to opening nipa ya charge them. Because trial started there 2017. Now be to 2024. Now you we are not being fair to them. Because obedi for the interim na bulan for obedi bimswa the interim na jan. Obedi for the interim na dintum. Obedi bimswa na just say and sometime na come to say for the so that one and see a problem for the system.
It not just say you bet me and share individual cases on their merit.
Exactly. Because opening where they without prejudice too. For your dancer, for not dancing on the any cross examination, any sufficient publication, and I would tell you free the Daily Chronicle man. Somewhere along the line, all the prosecution witness in the more or my dancing on the now thorough cross examination now could you name
Benson need to be
Benson now or Matima discredited the prosecution witness. It is a cameo. Kameka's opinion on my trial and because it's likely said at the end of the trial, prosecution on means succeed beyond reasonable doubt. Threshold do not no means succeed. Now, you try one more or Sergeant for Backless. I'm for about this. About this case, it could well be that even if you trial, prosecution witness, if you crown or mama, a better stable. Until so could come. Now, concerned by second, I said, will be a good political Safwa near the Nakoko, near Kujan. No, the Minister for Justice Attorney General, he was in arrest. Without prejudice, he was in arrest. Because each case ought to have been considered on its own merit. No, as if you are the Minister for Clearance. It is dangerous.
It will be to say Bank of Ghana, Governor Siama.
And then Yakika
you came one, Yasamano, the Kotana Bank of Ghana.
Exactly. I know. And Kame Dominic, I know him, he's a very hard working. Banka Dominic and I'm too far. Come on, Dominic in Tibia Yanakakra. Yanakakra.
Is Dominic Ayeni suggesting, say, Sankro Fuin in an state and discontinued case, there could be enough to suggest that they were rather being persecuted than I.
Oh, sir, Bisanwe. No, and you know, politician, man. Yeah, you know, the MPP and this. Near Shelby and so I am back. I think I was a tell you her. Tone me kasa we are. Nine people for bilim kra or money men yagana. And so money men yagana, men fahu. Because I start some na mekam. It didn't want dance. It didn't he. We are so partisan. Now some people focus as a city here. Some people focus ya mafa. And now people for say, and national. Na ma ndapi. So what are you because that's all people.
I said, I know there in certain quarters, almost Casa so bribu here, no more describe and say, we are better if it's a Wabayan show.
ADAKABRI, we know some young in the 90s. Now that we are found a very objective minded person. And
the dear no man, you almost say, almost better. We are bitter against a Kufuor-led government.
I was not the time. If you are not with ADAKABRI, I 90s. No more water, man. No more buying nine. Men no one 90s. A cover just son on buying. Also, be objective minded person.
There's no doubt about that. Yet, do we have enough to suggest to say NBB a good MPP about 2017 to 2025 a good MPP about any masia? Nana is quick to admit it.
No, maybe the conscience, and actually, the conscience. I don't know, subject or cluster, Mr. Chairman. They cannot use this committee to whitewash the image of Namando. At another platform, because I judge as some of them, because Namando was not on trial. Namando came. Now, I didn't know Okawasama was your way to whitewash Namando. ADAKABRI, I didn't get
Tinana ma Tinana Sisiano Usha delays and now say dragging of a case and at me ama upunidi 2017 up to 2025 still yentimi anwie ya afena state na discontinuing. Was it the expertise of the defense lawyers and a draggy case, and now say a day and a mark case in a draggy till this period?
That will be a system. That will be a system.
Yes, Sir John Dramani Mahama, yes, sir. Ye prosecute MPP officials be the system could aid defense say ye bet drag hoping say 2028 na John Dramani Mahama ko nanka an MPP government bi aba ono so ba attorney general bia ni twaka na ono so aba notice of discontinuance no so ejai na what are ye chechire de na ye kwahe
a very bad and dangerous system. Who can talk? An honorable. Who can get a very bad and dangerous system? You know, money, my young star, and yet it's Diana, a BIS. Oh, and yet it's Diana, a Codasta, and yet what message are we sending? What segment are we sending? But in a support, or more Sabia, one, the colleague vacation. Because there are some cases to do. The Chief Justice should allow the judges to go on, especially when mom your criminal case. The legal vacation is to a yako. Yensha, Sano Subia, you better for Bosome back. Okay. And also, idea, Mamma, you kidding me. Yensha, sir, the baby you cry. Na yɛtetoa na ɛkɔa bi abɔso mmienu na yɛbusu yɛ adwuma yɛnhwɛ ne yɛ sɛ yɛbɛsɛte up more cost another the MPP did one. In fact about the ma what to call to the brave pa MPP aban ɔmo yɛ adeɛ paa especially ɛne yɛ boa ɔyɛ adeɛ pɔpɔpɔpɔpɔ na nado ɔyɛ adeɛ pɔpɔpɔpɔpɔpɔ eti abana ba so to court no be brilliant na criminal court no be brilliant what I say the keep it brilliant na just say to
Nana yegusu a yehwe high profile ACC yedi bibi kan ho people who are politically exposed Obaka say, a dear nama sa nkrofo nyina nsam na nyina e criminal na yetimi agile state ni so ni akire biem. Now a person like Gregory Afoko bail kura keke the attorney general ntimi nka say the ni bail no a ye grant ya ye sign revoke ye no enka de yemfa ni bail ni kura ama no ada na Gregory Afoko de yenka we
madam na wo bi Yeah, Attorney General thinking. I'm boy.
But say, what sort of system are we operating?
Obenon, or ministry. There's no casting. Obenon. Open what to who are Benyan and some a jump.
Say, Gregory Afoku, say, Bill Cracker, crowd or Brehon.
Yeah, so the truth of the matter, the bank also is a discussion. But me, man, say, what will be somewhere? I mean, there will be some here.
Mrs. Yano, a politically exposed person are always like-minded, working to secure power and enjoy at the expense of the ordinary Ghanaian.
That's all. Yeah, conclusion may be as good as mine.
Hey, the moon should be you, Nana.
Well, conclusion may be as good as mine.
Say, just say, yes, this year discontinue cases. Now suggestions to say, be a use court system, no, at the political opponents. Kabebu say that Gregory Afoku here uniform.
ADAKABRI, you see what boy the Attorney General is there. You can write to that AG's office for to take them home.
And you also know about catch say, or no be any track be he has or change to be able to be.
Position of the law. Certain Americans don't be any second. Instead of our focus here, only Gregory Jonia and not other citizens. I'm not a no. They said, my throw
Gregory doesn't belong to that set of political groupings. And
then I saw no caster one more. Where die on Francis, you will be on my audience.
And Crawford, and
that is what the law also says.
Because I will share a year Kwekwaza, 7 Kwekwasari, or US. The petition, what they call Yesenka, Chief Justice, Yenshenanka on a stated misdemeanor. Yenina D. Na, yes, Yentimiania, prima facie case against her in Tiede Yenyai. And some of Kwak as I can border on how as Chief Justice, no, any a year attorney general, use court system, no, Eddie other Ghanaians, and was Opuni case, no, Eddie Mwahimwa. So to shed and some of Kwakwaza Akaye, now shed Dominica Yeni, say, or state, no, and continue case now. Let us talk say Opuni Hana near Percy Hano, Nanye interest of the state and a near Percy protected.
No, you see, Kwakwaza, I love Kwakwaza, Prof, the petition. The law says that there must be a threshold. What mean a threshold now? And I had fair. I'm a body. When you threshold now, you refer and my body. Now it is a discretion to be exercised by the president. President and exercise also when you threshold now. Ultimate Frank of my body. In fact, there is this case of Frank Ajechu. Frank Ajechu, President Attorney General. That may be 202 or the Supreme Court of Ghana. It's a very educated person, Frank Ajechu. Marry the case of Frank Ajechu with that of SR. Okwaza. It's very important. You are cautious Frank Ajechu. What can Kwaku Asara, Okwaza? Now, that is what the law is. There's a threshold. When to me, you refer my body. Now, coming back to the opinion of that case. Why not enter me a young knowledge procedure that on you? Or yeah, a sort of or a debby, Mansi Debbie on church. So, you may not be comfortable. The same make us a dangerous and certain a bad precedent for us as a country. Now and the foreseeable.
Because it's here, Nana, ye can say, a net joy, a oral committee led by Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa officially Oma hand over him an investigative report to the president. Report na chain abrosign. Na ubuza say people who were standing trial for corruption and corruption related issues. Na in the middle of the case, na ya change government, ni yaba, na yaba babe discontinue case dia. Na the na oral report of say abrosan etwaso 9 why na ye babe charge enya no an said obepe lawyer obetimi ahwa me drag case na ya change yaba oba no so ye ja no kofi.
So you see, there you go. Those are make yes, or who quite. But in a senka, or to a mamma, or yashi. And then whole same thing, and my young should push it to some. Are you dangerous? Are you dangerous? And yet, Minkaso, I am a young answer when you be a young do. But just a baby, I have been grew, maybe I have come. For us Africans.
There be a train now. One by a man, son of a bonnet. Nana, there was a pa. Yaminka, Nana. Right. Nana Ubribwahi, and Yataneno. Right. It's Joshua. Dikaye. Answer now, Nianumaba. John Dramani Mahama, and a true big clearing agent. Clearing agent. And na eswa religious said, it is here no Manasa Azuri. I say I'm said about John said in the is said in Famano.
Adakabri Mejidi.
Oral report a chair percent was
near clear.
Adakabri Mejidi de Mahama Bay, Ahutobi Abo Manimu.
Dama, one man tea.
Manakana.
Asofofo nsɛmtrɔfo obie nya ano a sesi a wotim de kasa ayɛ trɛ na adwen nana do na bredo Ahmed Swale no one nsɛm please no I'm trying to make a point into no I am there kebima minkebi ne Mahama de besim pempendo bi asesi ano Ghana ya afa yɛn tampe fra na obra yelboyi Sebi ubia wo ne ko a oleko na obra na ye bo ne mpo na ebo na ho to wa still ebewu na abadintia na ode etan wunua abadintia na ekeka nsensem bi tie wunua abadintia na etewa epede ehye nsensem bi na de so wunua no ko no wo chi ne tum onene ade a osi wo nana adodankwa akufado na abredo nkrofo ni din there oye clearing agent ehwa mama bay
wonye nkofo we NDC fo
ehwa mama bay mama se there obeto number of ministries ne do obens waye na ye 30 ministries say o de aba 23 no so o de bay no wa fo bi a onim de na o de na hye oye attorney general and justice ministry oye Dr. Ayin na ehwe edwuma olidia no olebɔ no ho moden akasa making mesda abade sebe oskenimpo wo ahawa olifem na ontimen ka onwa ontimen kiro de adakabre me feyim ana me feyim which means everybody in this life has got a battle he or she is going through whether good or bad it's not good onye de ebetena ho na akonkot bibi afebe no ho yenhwe awona wetwitwa won sensemi mu etimi hu de ebinom tena ho no wo bo won trimpo de ode dem krofui yet wontum hwe case bi today atuk forcing na rete japa against Godfred Odame Godfred Odame you've got an opportunity to be an attorney general hwe bibia ye wo abrabo imi ana di bibia wo mu ebia edwende onye but obi nso wo bebia onyayanka bebia ejina na bebia ete no onyayanka ono no te ho adakabre membu abomfia o you are revered and respected as one of the most great journalists in Ghana. Internet today bia ame so ameti ebi a me ma brabo bi a me boy ebi a menyu anje ho but obi nya ya nkote da me na one more position the attorney general neti ma konkot bibi afa atoforce no ho hwekesi a wetwemi obi no wakoto ambulance or $2.5 million or the Abragana aban and now the then finance minister said they won't try an account. Ebe yesterday what was financial loss to the state. And now nimpa okoto adene be no said no. Atu forcing says what was financial loss to the state. Ska or the koto adene. I'm a Richard Jakpa. Na me company. Ye bet you ska na ma won. Set masse no we jay asem nim. Ese chenchena enji dem ska no. Na be prosecute nimpa no. Odi etiru do it atu force wetim chena. Wetim man prosecute no. Nothing there. It is sheer enviness. It is sheer like wabu wanting for there no what you are to force no go nani mas. Na nyame am one bem them. Sabe one more opportunity there bedbu or mana or they there power is transient. Say in the next 30 year na wi you baby. On China NDC ya be yesterday. Them opuni case in so what drag 8 years. When to man your opuni she. Now MPP opuni ya bwana. Why they want to now to 8 years no? Since 2017 what the opuni court what na court abadin what you opuni ni same.
Where the wheel of justice.
Abadin what you what him jailing now. When to jailing.
Court assembly.
Yesterday there are more pressing issues. Ghana fu yansu anumo. Ebe ko school bi what's there? Ngweni ho ebe ko school bi wase de woni blackboard ebe ko school bi teacher salary mpo wontumi ntua attorney general said yemfa dem nsemsem yi na nto because evidence bi ani wo oyeyi ni yankofa pressing issues ne tada abade Ghana ye hieska dia yeka akwan Ghana ye hieska dia mankrofo injama woden Ghana ye hieska sesi a woko negotiate tripartite committee. What national will negotiate. No want to workers one salary because when the inflation lead the workers salary nya. Now I want to papa abagana workers will not sit them. These are some of the issues the Attorney General is going to follow. Not this opponent issue, not this atu forcing and Richard Jakpa issue.
Ye gina hwehwe alaji.
Sesi ano.
Ye hwehwe alaji, da alaji ebe hu ne.
Alaji
Moy.
Ni alaji gold. Ni alaji dollar.
Oh, bisa asem. Why
Adakabre?
Why they unku?
Adakabre. Yesterday, ayen ni yaba manimu. Eni yebu o mano. Moa ose no fata de o de ye ne. Yebeye. Setema se
alaji gold.
Yeah. Alaji gold ne.
Oh, wahi.
Jeb di won nyina beba. If it is in the interest of the nation,
but we
will continue the case if the case is legit and it's worth following. And this yabe yenye but me yanshe in Sambia OCC MPP fu wobu wonenyo gudu a Ghana fu wole pressure nanim there power na wodema Ghana John Mahama no. One of the major thing Ghana fu expect from the John Mahama led administration and now NDC for there. Or the MPP for near to want to. Why? Because MPP for we are on money scar. Where the enya? Share your money mu. Na MPP for say what galam say side. What $150 million worth of gold. Excavators 500 what you want. What's it 700 tricycles in a motor cycles Northern Development Authority wayo ni nyina Attorney General ntima ye ho hwe yet your money mu na woko hu sika pudu sika obetimesi school dan be 1000 wo Ghana Sicily adapa ne mpodiase Attorney General oye hu bibia wontima ye ho hwe yet your money mu na Kroll and Associate oye osafo mafu otua wonka 1 million Ghana cedi ye hu bibia
sisi ano nipa ne bia sha
sisi ano ya set up ora
uja wo party for
isanete
onye de ye ya hwensensem nim ya hwensem nim
ye Ghana ho
ye ha na what's there former chairman of Swampofo
why then
why ye tape bia or because mayhem nade. The tape was doctored. Went to many evidence being bunaten for the past 8 years. 8 years as soon before Ladi, Wabra, Sicilia Dapa, one
I didn't know court no. Anka say onye boni.
Only tiani ye fa a competent attorney general. If you compare Dominic Ayini to Godfred Odame, Dominic is far 100 miles ahead of Dominic Odame. We have brought competent people, and our government is an all-inclusive government. Okay, so we have looked into the issue. These cases are not worth following. It's order you follow MPP for one case. Where we are now, the only time you the oral about Mr. Bugri or studio and near machine. Because by the time 4 years, the attitude MPP for buy 200, you don't want to go jail. That is scanning in everyone. Then jail man is now what you see one time. No. This time, we are serious with Ghana. Okay. Ghana needs money. You call IMF. It's your bet just pay free MPP for one year. Your money. You pay your power. Okay, Subri.
Sabik, on your Subri. Mansuru. Talk is cheap. Mamankaino. When you say before 2016, there was also what he just mentioned, the expectation that the NDC looted this country. And one of the things MPP friend and campaign was that they were going to arrest the NDC. 2016, I was here. I was here. And when the Ghanaians gave us the mandate, Bisase, every certain Bessia, ye free power no. Nipa miyehi, nye timi jele won. Ono opunia sema woken. It took 8 years. They said the wheel of justice grants slowly. Remember?
6 months,
you see? No problem. Say you know even this oral the chairman of your oral, the chairman of the oral in parliament, the house that he lives in, as we speak, he's unable to tell the world how much is
Anyafo has written.
No, Anyafo. No, I'm not talking of the committee.
I know.
I'm talking of oral.
They have investigated
oral, your friends say, as we speak, he's unable to tell the world how he is able to pay the $50 million every month as his rent.
$15 million
a month. $15,000 a month. The house. Oh, it's on social media, my brother. It's not me who say. My brother. A friend say, when a friend say, when vetting, I watched it. What you say? Me, but okay, young friend, but I watch it. He himself, as we speak, he's unable to tell the world so many things about where he lives. The house that he was bought and has deliberately put in the house of his sister was and the heroes.
If
he was it, Massa.
There's enough evidence if you know it's owned by a Jordanian.
Finally,
oh, come on. Hey, man, can I say? Why? Trust me, come on. Who could you trust? No misinformation and disinformation, baby. Why?
No,
he's a young man. Was so high dying. And yeah, a Merabian Ghana has his man family. Your friends and me, tenancy agreement.
Massa, no problem. What can me jitum? Everything I've said about Okudjatono, I've withdrawn. I'll be coming here. Abu Boba, what the two was? There's no point rushing to any place. Okudjato cannot claim any moral high ground. And somehow, I had to say, a friend say, the other guy, a friend say, someone that George was one why no ya. Say we're all watching them. Those moral standards that they claim they were setting up. Abu Boba, it will soon come out. We'll see the people that you are going to take there. We'll see. Me say a friend say, Obiti say, Dr. Ernest Thompson, Senate, $15 million. No more implementing almost as ITO said. He's been set free. He's part of the 9 people that have been set free when their background has not been checked. The point the person is making is we are building a nation. The Singapore, the China, the Indians, other people, even the US, the current president was tried. He was tried when he tried to change the will of the people. He was tried. How much less a country like Ghana, when people have dipped their hand in public, a friend say, "Pes, let's take the people through the law courts and find out whether they are guilty." What did they make? But you cannot come and start clearing people like you are doing. This, what are you talking about, my brother? What? It's not about a friend say. 9 people pictures in our me say we are building a nation. If we say we are building a nation for all of us to stay here, it's better for all of us. In there you can say America, push you out of America. Whether you are Ghanaian or wherever you are going there. If this country is good for is good for all of us. Mudia mun set you free. What you say? Namu ora na mun fama nyanhwe how things are going to go. It's easier to talk. Opunu na ye jano enye its ne de no court. And that's the will of a friend say justice. Ye de yankasa ye twam mudu eyene bana mu ba implement ya ye be say diamu kana enukura. And in any case as we speak all the people that mu report na mo anya no they are all presumed to be a friend saying innocent until proven they're guilty.
Okay.
You cannot claim moral high ground when you yourself your hands are dirty. When your hands are what the change master me say we're all here.
Yama Richard.
You're only 1 month in government.
As remember, Richard Suman of them.
You're only 1 month.
Movement for change. Yama on
He said the BIA can say it would have been good and a very beautiful say anchor. Alan Chermante another movement for change. Akabenya the opportunity to be the neutral arbiter and I say it would have redirected the path of this country properly. Because Ushe Nyama Ekosuni president Omo Setisiano and Toasumi. And now Ghana had during Chachu case and Kufort era we were here. And now Omo expedite case by instituting what we call the fast track court. Omo di assem tem and quickly and hurriedly jail Chachu. And surprising say a government who wait for a period of 8 years. Now, if you have sufficient evidence, say Ankaobe prosecute Obi, it shouldn't take, which is a high-profile government case such as this, to me, Anka, and say and taking more than 6-7 years for us to get to the bottom of the case, And to make us say, Ghana Anka the higher be selective justice. Selective justice, is justice for the highest bidder. Who sika, who pempem sobi, who political portfolio be, and now you are connected to the corridors of power. Wasem ye can with a different math, ye shemu with a different lens. But say who ye just a layman, a mere citizen on the street, wasem ba, onu de ye de who dini ye wanka sanube bisa won say identity said ebanusa. And sincerely, this new Attorney General, in Crawford, all of a sudden he's declaring all of them innocent. And I say they are truncating the cases now. They are there. What precedent is he setting? Are they telling us, supposing, say, another government comes in 4 years' time? Now, all right, team we are instituting investigations now best setting in. Does that mean, if NDC is in power, they will continue to pursue the case. And if NPP people come, and anybody who is assumed say we committing crime, be no NPP for omubeden, excuse you, mukes na amomunyina afomu edif kwana president senior ADAKABRI and to assume and to the Ebeka say we should follow due process. Say if for instance Oponi case way now the present Attorney General you say there is no sufficient evidence to nail the man, therefore based on A, B, C, D you are accusing or you are discharging him, and as a case you are revoking it. Why won't you tell the public? It is important the public should know the reason behind you at least bringing that issue to a conclusion. Now who said this is the A, B, C, D reason for which you said you are discontinuing the case. But if you just wake up and then just say asemnu watchemu and away there watchemu I am waiting to hear what happens to JB Dankwa's mother. JB Dankwa, a young man, has been traumatized. They be a didn't call sir, you didn't buy, you didn't call, you didn't buy. There is no judgment on JB Dankwa's issue. And then what is the issue? We are waiting for the Attorney General to come and give us update on all this happening. Now who say, is it discontinuing all these cases and now they have the intent to continue these cases that are irrelevant? And I said that doesn't add or doesn't take away anything from the state. But if you look at people who are presumed to cause financial loss to the state, and then you just come and acquit them or just declare the case null and void there, Mijidi said and to assume and you know your justice system no any balance. The scale of justice no is supposed to be balanced. It is not to be one side weightier than the other. It's supposed to be obviously balanced. It should be on a scale of balance. And you know, mestre, some as at the movement for change, you know, we are completely dissatisfied with this approach of the new Attorney General, no, because you feel say he's setting a precedent. Another government to come and say, oh, NDC did it, therefore we are also doing it. Another government who can. So Ghana, we are always moving in circle. And the mestre, say, me you are not more NDC. You see, I know they are ranting. Yebe jellyway, yebe jellyway, yebe yawe, yebe yawe, yebe yawe. Look, don't chew or don't bite more than you can chew and swallow. You should be very much
seeing the money under the couch.
Oh, say and you see, they say dollars. Onu die say afena mubabe trigger investigation into the issue. But the army patch and say with the oral team now more setting up no expectation is extremely high, and they say he who alleges no must prove. And tianya say ebia ubeka say oh na Richard yes suspect say Richard Gisikebi and now be the document be aba Eddie say Richard. Look, Ghana no is a country full of syndicates. Ghana itself as a country no a crime scene. Anything I hear say your modus operandi as a country no there and to assume ye and to your Attorney General said don't just be discharging the people and not giving us reasons as a country. Maybe the law does not oblige you to do so, but a court of public opinion will expect you to tell us why you are discontinuing the cases, the one that have actually been assumed to have caused financial loss to the country. Ambulance same way, sir, cocoa board issue winning. There are issues of national interest. And TSRO, don't follow a political party to the grave. Now why you say because you are satisfying the interests of who pay master and no, the amount decided say a bar case where you tremu, now the amumu full said in there a farm there. Nama Jana to say their Oka is about Afoko. Why is Gregory Afoko still in there? They should NDC should be very charitable. No musha assembly nyemu. Say ebi wa hwana mu be fast tracking no mu fast tracking. Ebi wa hwana mu fu say merit bi ani ho a. Nama discharging Crawford because they also have families, they have loved ones, they have kids. And no na meka say yen boy hu kokko. Say the aye no generation bi beba. And say yen ni year dachi no Yenni asema yebeka edi achiromu bidasi masema no
ya da wase baby a odi free baby a the afi yemi phone line kakra na entie ayeti phone no so na no achire no na yasan aba back to the studio na ensema ya brobro so no ya ba be run the app nti ubetimi afre yen I was 0302 257902 0302 257902 and 0302 243540 0302 243540 NT do deba. Good afternoon.
Oh Zioma, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Minia.
Eben kwa binyani na want to send ewie.
Nyame adome ho ye na so so e.
Adom ni ahwe yi. Ma membo me nwa no me wo ona bato papa. MPP ni de meyi na afi mu. Eya sifim na eya wore ho yi wa ha. So umbo kro no ya, adenti na etwa se ora sem eye problem awo. Obi no se wati ni ora. Operation recover all loot. Oba be prove into how ni say we ye hu dede. MPP for. Which is a way be born in Intinamokumetuno. Yet your man Ghana how? And I'm so finance minister Mudeche de copy court. Say ambulance issue. I call by 2-1 bang. Damn it on TRC or the car pay. In fact, almost 8 years, more the trial opening. So opunya na di koko fosika na say. Kwa na mo ye mo otumi na MH no ne ewo omampani dada krom e na mo upgrade na mo ye ho na ho na asfalt. Esie kura ye di pass na to. Montimi anya hwi. Another attorney general but we who say niam mo ye na na persecution that what prosecution. You are complaining. Inti usan kanamu evidence for 8 years and another bet me say oh yeah which anti na no maybe say when people knew adent na went him and prosecute nana don't say en crofo jom ko the pa don't was not me prosecute because it was about persecution.
Okay, 0302 25 7902. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
When you patch your frosting?
From Emmanuel from Medina.
Yo, Imami into you.
Besides Dagare. And Paucho, me person me culture MPP in say, ye see, Parliament say, Woma low for say Konokoto Dino, Woma rented low. Soji low, every government who are, and Parliament approval, ye see Fako High Dine, Yanka say Fano Koto Dine, and he say, Fresh Shafamati, Ebisa. No kuya to show that and also what you rented house rented house naughty because baby off you your manus castle ko high down your manus castle no fa koto and the dine e didn't know kuya to you know you do my fast nature for you make na good bye bye
0302 24 35 40. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
When you patch your frosting?
I do Frank Naro new Dominion Mayo.
Yo, Frank Nero meant you.
ADAKABRI, I read the Mammo Abaso. Namen Fantia Papa Mahama, and himself, Medanastic. A Jamiami boss, we via Mustafa Bandi. What pipe quaint, Eddie Papa Asha Wamayan. The any Papim Pimna, Mustafa Bandin, and in the Bia Musuma. The Kakarawana, Bubiniano. If you see a fair radio, some answer, yes, me, a fair radio. And I feel in Coco, Quentin Chamai, on a vitamin, Grandma Hamadama, Papa MC or why Quentin Chamai, why PCO, Brava Premier People to go. Mama, Empa MC, on a vitamin, Naja, oh my emphasis to my friend. But Jelly, movement for change dinner or Daniel or Cano. Also, woman and umla, anything, woman and umla from Kakra. I feel that Mahama, you didn't trust when you're bossing any 3 days. Your castle obey obey all the TV hours. Minia, only a bonia, ADAKABRI, all the team of Frewana. See and Freo, because only a bonnet. They move almost my bonnet, almost my team, almost my Ghana, a Borono, almost a fabric, a bomb of Wamada, I am Padana. That's a portion of Mahama share in Wakano. Obi one Ghana one penny. Say abaya trouble so no dey odo mabayu. Or no mubedi because Ghana no you fit Bahama we dey to the year. And the Ghana ponya go tre. If you have a form for any ma be Ghana be parent ma fa. Every
there was 0302 25 7902. Good afternoon. Hello. I'm into you.
You, Mammy Domini.
Hey.
Oh, for a lady, a cat on a good day, Danqua. I said, Papa, you almost 9 years. I stumbled you, and a beck can be after. It's really the best that I bind you. Don't cannot do the answer committing Tom William. No one is almost. I wish you knew and then there won't mind. I hear Juma. You go to the same thing. Only now go to them. I have almost a Joma some way. It's only them, Sanaga, some no, and just on the crown, yeah, and all the coil. Almost didn't tell me that I'm not dying court one. nti wo de be stress aban wo ni bibi fa ho na sense ni nya adwuma na obi ntimi enko na adwuma so na o man ntimi ntinto ondi na nya adwuma wo fa
Yo, 0302 243540. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ofa.
And you need frosting?
Ofa, from Mr. from the Odi Latabia.
Yo, start from me in way.
You, Ofa, I read him a minister minority leader after your marking, a general secretary, any deputy national woman organizer, I just appear Mohammed. Ofa, me, a mampeni, me, didn't we are with a crack. He says, oh, Bano, oh, see, oh, Babette, agenda, the agenda, claim all the looters or whatever. Now, who buy so and Crawford, go up and Omudi or my Ghana bonnet, on Muni maybe or Muye, and Yama or my Ghana Filica. Ah, the Diomaco court a bit more than 60 years. You say Ghana, a court system, a very frustration. Now, Attorney General, a deal mind seeker, a prosecute you or more bears in fiancé and nature. Ah, it been no crack a crab in ye. Now, by a sound crew free, wait how Munina, my moko. Nasika, and number more so mine Ghana, a shilly, and Crawford for Mungo goody. No, fa, ye be some man penny say. Obenya kukudru, na aban dada na dan koku for that ben so be a bonnet and na mobi so ma man Ghana Greece kasi said ye opunine ye pen say atofo sin mo na mo so ma ye Greece kai obetimi ndi o makoko because the penipol se be period se be nyado se nyan ye ko di ma ya ye nyai bi gu na omo ye bonnet adan ye wo fa ma toni je na de kokko to ye wie no wo ja omo so omo obey no na wo then the whole shoe will be there with that court to say, well, more my abocana. Yesterday, on my opinion.
Okay. Finally, everything was so enough. I'm back to the studio. Good afternoon.
ADAKABRI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lancha Martin, papa.
We know Anya Kufuo na our power, and I do no court. All free so no, now Modi will be at court for 8 good years. Wako din kunim must say appeal. The whole Attorney General wako jina baby ukochi suspect say okokota nwokawe. That prescription now mo ye no. Na ye with chanting na do na political gimmick na all ye. I am the say mo kan afokodi na mo kan anka bi wo na dankwa ono busiani na ono baye president a wanti nyanhwe so amana o mamdi asem na ono jo mahama na obabedi ba ora na de ye hwe se ayam de se sans kana gboguja to gbodi no 29 billion US dollars yanji na man no na nja lala sulala na ye no nim se MPP de se no moto esa gbar because o hwe no man na gbodi Ghana di femu cathedral PDS DND no wagu Ghana kojo na wodi tontrowa na majo Mahama say wo bre no free education wodi to agenda 111 ade want me ye kwan wa ye basa what you kwan because of political aspiracy ta no man nyina jo Mahama making sure say wa hwe ni nyina tototo say want me anya 4 years time na baba no ye afafranto ye ba omo mieni ni nyina ye di wo ba bagina asanyi so na ya bo omo nyina kodu me da say.
Yes, yeah, there was a back to the studios. Yaya Kuta and watching and Finally, Sabik, final comments.
Me person me bisasem. I offer on them for Sika. A car there me car had day there. Oral no. Me fordo. Urefi. That yeah. Me because the first call and Eka say oral na yeah no see ni Sika. I don't think me. Me I have no problem with that. Me, I'm a Democrat. I did democracy, development studies in UCC. And American, what kind of country are we building? Say MPP, say NDC, say NY. Once you put your hand in the public place, you must be arrested. In Singapore, you can be second to Lee Kuan Yew. You'll be shot. Yes. In China, you can be second to a friend saying, Xi Jinping, you will be shot. And it will be done for everybody to see. That is how nations are built. That is how nations are built. What you say? Galamsey, and I think I was talking about it. In fact, if you Google my name, I mentioned that here. When you shoot 2 people at Galamsey, it will stop. When you shoot 2, 3 people, it will stop. That's how nations are built, not math. And yakasa. And to all around me for us. 1 year more upon you during our time. Yakasa omunko yembu omino, and they deliberately or did certain things against the state. They should be held. They should be held. Okay. The NDC Taba will hold them. That's how nations are built. I have no problem with oral. They should just do the right thing. It's as simple as that.
My mechanic there. What will be our friend? Social perception. Now, MPP for no. Not the perception of institutions like national security, police service, fire service. Now, unkofun J. Them institutions CND. But NDC be share my eye. Yakwachi dollars na gold na ade. National security advisory. Oye Kofi Boache. In the baby Febia was national security for ye wo boy juma. Them ni yesheshe. If the public have confidence in the institutions, statistical service, military service, then we are building a better nation. Your woman in 2010 in a WikiLeaks founded by Julian Assange. Or the by there, Ghana is now called a cocaine coast. ADAKABRI Ekai MV Benjamin cocaine saga. Cocaine or you ship nimuna. Yasansu ye woman nimu. Na the then 2010 Kufwana Bredo. Na the then narcotics board boss no only Ben Boche. Watching cocaine. Wako police station on cocaine dani kokonte. Iti say ye womani mu na leaders of the country will handle country in a way timemufun 1G institutions in India. Omano obwashe. Obwase. Intini ye best one. Line na national security. Wo to there watch microphone. Yes. Ebenum wo one boy bra. There was no evidence, one Chiobia. But if it's based on tip-off and they are arresting people so that the right thing will be done, it is good for the nation. Because if those dollars and gold were shipped out of the country, they have evaded tax. And it is these taxes. And your money. Okay. It's your national security for one about them. They are Sregana Fonso there. On to one bomber, John Mahama na NDC. Yes, one. John Mahama Wabe, he's going to deliver and he'll deliver Ghana very well.
Yo, my senior brother, ADAKABRI, the mechanic say, he say, the mini panel friends say, Afafranto, the bumper say, in the not too distant future, no, they'll get opportunity to lead, or we get opportunity to lead the country. But the American, just a brief one is that, you're very mindful of how we are building our mind Ghana way. Ghana na ye building no. Our mind is bre. They be in IMF, in a World Bank, in a way see apo na Donald Trump or see US aid crown. Be Matisse help from almost artists who say you can see US aid funding now. There are some aspect of medicines I Ghana way. Ye be bre. It will be difficult for us to get it. Now, if you live in a country that people can loot the country's money, na ye effort be as a very retrieve asikanuma and also the ento asumi and ye support oral team no omuye juma no be juma na omuye no. They shouldn't be selective or vindictive. They should follow issues. Na issues na omu follow biano. It will unravel certain things. I beka say after all no yatinya papa 18 million 20 million out of the work done, not to just talk. Okay. At the end of the day, we haven't brought anything back into.
Right. Asida Eko Emma Richie Suman of the Movement for Change. Asida Koma Joshua Chikanate of the National Democratic Congress. Asida Ko Emma Sabik Bugri of the of the New Patriotic Party. Ebrami ADAKABRI Mamudu Usioma. Panyu Kojo Damiado and the Dimisi Abontin Major Rosajimai. Or you might free. technical production also the Abna Prima Abankro and I support the buy. But for now, Abna Moe Lodina and Waba that means any overcoat no wasn't any I fancy the dress and then see the life.